Rest and Serta Eye Comfort on sale now too. Derby Mattress, 105 South Baltimore in Derby.
Old Man Winter is knocking, and soon it could be as cold in your house as it is outside from the air coming through your windows. Now's the time to call Myers Exterior Products for your free estimate on new replacement windows. Did you know 10 to 25% of your heat can be lost out of your old windows? Don't let that happen to you this winter. Call 944-1024.
Myers Exterior Products. Call 944-1024. Call 944-1024.
This is a Steckline Communication Station, K273CX, FM 102.5, and AM 1480 KQAM, Wichita Proud. It's time for your latest news from the KQAM News Center. Brought to you by Continental Truck Accessories, 6701 South Broadway. Show your truck some love with Continental Truck Accessories.
Good Friday morning. Wichita police say a woman who was found in the Arkansas River on Wednesday afternoon was the result of an attempted suicide. Emergency crews responded to a submersion call near Douglas and Seneca around 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon after someone found the woman's body floating in the river. Upon arrival, the Wichita Fire Department pulled the 63-year-old woman from the river, who was taken to the hospital in serious condition. Wichita police say the female has had several suicide attempts in the past and jumped into the river on her own. The 38-year-old man who was shot after he fired on police in Pratt last Tuesday has died. The KBI said Rene Prieto died Wednesday at a Wichita hospital where he'd been undergoing treatment. The shooting occurred as Pratt police officers responded to a report of a man waving a gun on the street outside of a home in Pratt. The KBI said Prieto fired on officers as they approached. 3 officers then returned fire, striking Prieto. From the news desk, I'm Rick Everett. Now to the sports desk we go with Doug Downs.
The Wichita State Shocker basketball team got a little bit of news yesterday. They didn't want to hear from the NCAA as Teddy Allen's eligibility for this season was denied. Teddy Allen transferred from West Virginia so he could improve the quality of his mental health, being closer to his support system in Boys Town, Nebraska. Yesterday, the NCAA said that he is not going to be eligible to play this year for the Shockers. The Shockers do have the right to appeal the decision, and they have indicated its plans to do so. The Kansas basketball team will take on a top 5 team again tonight. KU will face number 5 Tennessee in the NIT tip-off tournament. From the sports desk, I'm Doug Downs.
Shopping small and local this holiday season feels good, so pass along these good tidings with gift boxes and baskets from Yoder Meats. Our gift boxes are filled with locally sourced meats and steaks, as well as cheeses and other products made from Kansas companies. We're sure you'll love supporting them too. What a wonderful way to show your love and appreciation to family, friends, clients, or employees. From our Christmas tree to yours, give the old-fashioned flavor of Yoder Meats in Yoder and 3 locations in Wichita.
Toppers Plus Truck Accessories has gift ideas for the truck owner on your Christmas list. Ride to Grandma's house in style with a new tonneau cover and floor mats by WeatherTech or Husky. Toppers Plus is Wichita's exclusive Lear dealer for truck caps and tonneaus. Receive up to $75 off select Lear models. Toppers Plus is your authorized Rhino dealer, the leader in sprayed-on truck bed liners. Shop 5511 West Central in Wichita or toppersplusks.com. Make your truck work for you. Make your truck work for you.
Jewelry Savers started out over 4 decades ago and today is still run by family. In fact, it's become a Wichita tradition. This coming Saturday is Small Business Saturday. Check out Jewelry Savers at K96 in Greenwich from 10 to 4 p.m. with doorbusters, holiday treats, in-store festivities, and even Santa in store for pictures with the kids from 11 to 1. If it's jewelry on your list, it's Jewelry Savers. Easy financing and layaway available.
Hi, I'm Shannon Stiles, owner of Legacy Advisors, an all-state insurance company that will protect you and your family and provide you coverage that will fit your insurance needs. So when you go to bed at night, you can rest assured that we have your back. If something unfortunate should ever happen to you or your family, we are a local insurance company right here in Wichita, and we ask that you call us today at 316-773-9864, and we will provide you with a free quote. Come join the Legacy Advisors insurance family today at 316-773-9864. You'll be glad you did.
Plan ahead for a comfortable and safe winter by contacting Propane Central today. They'll conduct a free comprehensive check of your gas system and fill your tank and set you up with the payment and delivery options that meet your needs. Experience worry-free propane only from Propane Central. Give them a call at 316-744-6722. Again, that's 316-744-6722, or visit their website at propanecentral.com. Propane Central, the best value in propane.
Here's the latest from the KQAM News Center.
One teen is dead, 2 others have been injured following a shooting at an Alabama mall. Hoover Police Captain Greg Rector says an argument led to gunfire and a deadly confrontation with police.
We had 2 individuals. We believe that they're both adults. We know one was 18 years old, got into a physical confrontation somewhere near Foot Action in the common area between Foot Action and JCPenney's. We know that there was at least one of those individuals exchanged gunfire with the other.
There is another fatality listed in Northern California's Camp Wildfire, bringing the official death toll there to 84. Fire crews now have the blaze 95% contained. World financial markets have been mixed in Friday trading ahead of a meeting between President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping next week in Argentina on their trade dispute. But Wall Street's back in business today for only a short session, which may be a good thing for investors as pre-market trading is showing losses across the boards this hour. I'm Michael Toscano.
Your local weather on KQAM. Brought to you by Derby Mattress. No dancing animals, no gimmicks. Your locally owned hometown mattress store at 105 South Baltimore in Derby.
Here's your latest forecast on the Big Talker, KQAM. For this morning, cloudy but clearing, a high near 61, winds gusting up to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, clear and 37. Tomorrow, sunny and 62, winds gusting up to 20 miles an hour. I'm Amp Harrell, and that's your latest forecast on Wichita's big station, the Big Talker, AM 1480 and 102.5 FM, KQAM.
Broadcasting from the Rusty Eck Ford Studios, this is the Big Talker, 1480 AM and 102.5 FM KQAM. It's time for Reason.
Now we can move forward and we can do something really fantastic here. If we can light the fire under our legislature, if we can get Republicans on board to do the right thing, to not play wishy-washy politics, to not coddle to the education special interests, maybe we can get our budget under control. We're now prepared to understand that everything we do, we have to do with a supermajority to override her veto, because she's going to veto just about everything that the legislature does.
This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Then I'll get on my knees and pray. We don't get fooled again. Don't get fooled again.
Oh, I gotta say, we are recovering appropriately from Thanksgiving yesterday. Welcome into the Voice of Reason. It is great to have you along for the ride today on a Friday. Yeah, I know you're recovering. Maybe you don't have to go to work today. Maybe you don't have to do a whole lot, or maybe you do have to go to work today. Either way, welcome into the Voice of Reason, broadcasting live out of the heart of the nation here in Wichita, Kansas, on the Big Talker, 1480 on the AM side, 102.5 on the FM side, KQAM. It is a Friday, and yes, let's make it a free-for-all Friday. Come on. Today is the day where you get to decide what we talk about. You decide what we do. You talk about how your Thanksgiving was and how to move forward. It's a free-for-all Friday. Let's have some fun today. Come on. 316-721-8255, 316-721-TALK. If you want to join into the program, we'd love to hear from you today. Hopefully you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Yeah, I did. I got to say, it was low-key. It was nice. We were all just like not really feeling well, so we just kind of did the low-key hangout kind of thing. Watched some movies, took some naps. I kind of dug it. It was much needed. It was exactly, I think, what we needed for a Thanksgiving. So it was wonderful. Now we're into a Friday. We have the weekend to recover a little bit as well. You, as you ate your turkey and the tryptophan kicked in, and hopefully you got a good nap in the afternoon and you watched some football, or you watched, I got to say, it's always funny. I don't know why, but as a kid, now I don't know if they still do this or not, but as a kid, when we would always go over to the family's house and do the Thanksgiving lunch and dinner, for whatever reason, whatever channel that they had on, it wasn't always football. Sometimes it was, but it wasn't always football. I remember especially for the lunchtime dinner that we would have with the family in Ohio with all the members of the, and I mean there were tons of people there. I mean the grandparents and all the grandkids and all the kids from that, and I mean it was just every branch of the family that you could have. And we would go, and for whatever reason on Thanksgiving Day as we were having the dinner, there was one TV with football on where all the guys would go watch, but then also there was a TV on with just like one of the channels on. And the channel, for whatever reason, always had a marathon of Jaws. And I don't know why, but I remember that very vividly. Every single year, there would be one TV with the football on and one TV where you'd be watching Jaws. Jaws and Kickboxer. Those were the two, and I don't know why. They were cheesy movies, obviously, with Jaws. It was like Jaws 1, 2, and 3, and they would just kind of repeat each other. And then there would be Kickboxer after that. The Jean-Claude Van Damme Kickboxer, really cheesy B-action movie. And I loved it, which probably fueled, the whole idea of me enjoying the B-action movies because it was a lot of fun. But why they would have those on Thanksgiving, what the significance was, I don't really know. But it was the tradition every single year. So now, every year for Thanksgiving, I didn't get to do it this year, but I almost want to watch Jaws and Kickboxer because that's what the tradition always was. So it was a great holiday yesterday. Hopefully you had as much as well. Got to enjoy the turkey, got to enjoy the football, got to do everything that you always love to do for Thanksgiving, visiting the friends and family, and remembering the meaning of the holiday, the significance of the holiday. So happy Thanksgiving to you. Welcome into a Friday. Welcome into Black Friday now with the crazy shenanigans after we're thankful for what we have and who we have in our lives and what we have in our lives. Now we get to turn it into, hey, let's beat each other up with the Black Friday shopping this morning because that's just as entertaining. So if you're out Black Friday shopping today, whether it's the big stores, whether it's the small stores, shop local, by the way, and support some of your local shops around the area. No matter what you're doing today, I want to hear from you at 316-721-8255. We are up and rolling as well on the YouTube Live, youtube.com. Find KQAM Radio and subscribe to that, but you can see us on there. We do have some stuff to get to. I do have some fun things to talk about today. We're going to keep it light because we are coming off the holiday, and we are still going into a weekend. And now, by the way, we will start playing some of the Christmas music on the program as well, so get ready for that. But I'm going to keep it light today. It's going to be fun. It's going to be lighthearted. Not a whole lot of politics. Maybe a little bit, but not a whole lot. At least nothing to get you all riled up about too terribly much. But we will have some fun today for sure. We do have our Pass It or Ax It for the day that we will do in hour number 2, so stay tuned in for that. And since we didn't get a chance to do it yesterday for Thanksgiving, we have a complimentary burger and fries from Riverside Cafe, so that's going to be your prize to give away in hour number 2 for your Pass It or Ax It as we do that each and every week. And it's going to be a fun one today. It's a tradition that bothers the hell out of me, and I don't know why. It bugs me, but it does. So we're going to do a Pass It or Ax It on a Thanksgiving tradition that happened every single year, and whether you agree with me that the tradition's a little bogus and whether we should repeal it or whether we should continue on with the tradition. So we'll talk about that coming up in hour number 2. But until then, I want to hear from you at 316-721-8255. I don't know how many of you watch the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Day Parade. It is always a tradition as well as you wake up in the morning and you're starting off your cooking tradition and you're doing the whole family thing and you turn on the Macy's Day Parade. And I love the Macy's Day Parade. It's always a great tradition to watch. I do enjoy watching it, but I have an issue with it. And I don't know why they do this. To me, it's the cheap cop-out. But first off, why in the world? Show of hands, if you could recognize more than you could count on one hand of the artists that actually performed at the Macy's Day Parade. Now, I knew Martina McBride, obviously. I knew the Bare Naked Ladies. They were kind of the light rock thing from the 90s. They were I didn't even know they were still together. I knew John Legend a little bit. After that, I did know Pentatonics as well. They did sing and they were kind of fun. After that, I didn't know any of these other artists, all these hip hop artists, all these new retro artists. I didn't get it. I just don't get it. And I know we're trying to stay up with the fads. I know we're trying to stay up with the hipster thing, and that's the cool thing to do. But it's hip hop and it's the new age thing, and I just don't get it. Who in the world, what was his name? Bad Bunny? Was his name some kind of rap artist from Puerto Rico? and he sang the song in Spanish. Okay, now, we're in New York City. We're in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and you're singing a Spanish hip-hop song. Tell me how that's relevant to the crowd that's actually there. I don't know how many people speak Spanish, but I don't think that was relatively appropriate. Just my thoughts. The second issue that I have with the Macy's Day Parade, and I'm sorry, I know I'm doing the whole negativity thing, but it bugs me. It really does. Why can't we be genuine? I'm a real kind of guy. I like realism. I like traditionalism. Why are all of the artists lip syncing? And you could tell very vividly. There were a couple of them that were absolutely horrible, and you could tell they were about 10 seconds off from the lyrics that were singing to them actually like moving their mouth. And they were looking like they were belting it out. They were tipping their head back. They were opening their mouth wide. They were putting up their arms up in the air. I mean, they were just going at it as if they were in the middle of a concert, and they were just belting it out, baby. But they were lip syncing. And they were doing it as bad. I mean, look, if you're going to lip sync, to me, I don't get it. Why even lip sync in the first place? If you're going to play the music recorded, then why don't you just play the music recorded and you just turn around and wave and smile at people and just let them know, hey, the music's playing because this is my song, but I'm not actually going to sing it. To me, that would be more genuine as opposed to the music playing and you having a microphone right in your mouth, holding the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Day Parade up to your mouth and trying to move your lips to it and pretending to actually sing. That is an atrocity to me. It's an atrocity. To me, it's lying to me. I don't know. It bugs me. I don't know if I like it. Maybe it doesn't bother you. It bugs the hell out of me. Why are you lip syncing? I actually saw a story this morning as well that mentioned this, and I had to laugh at it because I thought it was an excuse. USA Today actually did a story this morning about why the parade performers actually lip sync. And John Legend shares why performers at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade are lip syncing, according to USA Today. That the All of Me singer took to Twitter before the performance at Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in defense of Rita Ora. She was the one that was absolutely horrendous. If you saw that, she was about 10 seconds, 15 seconds late moving her lips to the music. And she was belting it out. She was tipping her head back. She was rocking. She was putting that mic right up in her face. She was going at it. But it was all lip synced. Fun facts: we all have to lip sync on the parade because the floats don't have the capacity to handle the sound equipment required for a live performance. Really? Really? Now let me tell you something. These parade floats cost tons of thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for the decorations, for the way they decorate these things, in order for them to go down the road and be very appealing to the millions of people that watch this both live and on TV. You don't have the capacity to put a speaker on there with a CD player with the music in order for them to sync with a microphone that's connected to the speaker. You don't have the capacity to do that. Now, I'm not a tech genius, but I do work at a radio station. Not sure if you're aware of that or not. I do work at a radio station, and I go on a whim to remote where we hook up a speaker and we hook up a microphone to the speaker, and we talk at that while we're on a location so that way you can hear us both on the radio and at the location. It's not rocket science. You have the capacity to hook up a speaker with the music and a microphone, and then you sing to it. But apparently, with the thousands and thousands of dollars that go into these floats each and every year, you don't have the capacity to hook up a microphone to a speaker and actually be able to broadcast that. It's a really wild thing to me. But according to John Legend and USA Today, in the defense of Rita Ora, who was one of the hip-hop artists that tried to sing there, that was lip-syncing, that they just don't have the capacity to do so. Because you could tell very evidently that many of these, most of them, 95% of them, do not actually sing the songs live. I don't know. It bothers me. I don't know if it bothers you. Maybe you just sit back and just kind of enjoy it and be like, yeah, okay, that was cute. But at the same time, if I want to hear them sing, I want to hear them sing. If not, then what's the point of actually having the microphone? Why don't you just play their music, wave, and then move on? Just the little things. I'm a realist kind of guy. I like real things. I don't like things being faked it to me. Not to mention that I didn't even know half the fake performers that were there in the first place. Your thoughts, 316-721-8255. Happy Thanksgiving to you. My little rant of the day, that just bothered me a little bit. I don't know why, but let's see if it's on your mind as well. Line number 1, let's go to the phones here. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, what's up, brother? It's Deacon.
Deacon, what's going on, sir? How you doing?
Oh, it's a fantastic windy day out here.
Hey, that's right. You're back at it doing your thing this morning, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely, man. 3:30 this morning, we were going hard.
Hey, you're going hard. You're ready to rock and roll.
That's it. Hey, you wanted to keep it light on Wednesday, so I held back. And today, I gotta say it. That's Jack Wagon that called in and said that he doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving. It's Memorial Day. You know what, buddy? This is America. Yeah, America's done some bad stuff, but this is the greatest country in the world.
Sure.
The American Indians, they don't feel bad about their ancestors killing off the mound builders that were here before them. Every civilization is built on people who were here before, and if you don't like it, get the hell out.
I mean, that's the way it was. It was the expansion. It was the dominance. It was our society stronger than your society. And look, in Native Americans, if you want to go into the whole, well, Native Americans, they were persecuted. They were driven off their lands. You had Native American tribes that were scalping other Native American tribes and running them off of their tribal lands as well. So it wasn't like a happy, hunky-dory, let's sit around the campfire, smoke the peace pipe kind of thing. You're right. It was very brutal. And in those times it was the test of society, the test of manhood, the test of human beings of our society is more advanced than your society, and we're going to control you and dominate you now. That's just the way things were. We shouldn't be ashamed of that from that time.
No, and, the American Indian ancestors, they came across the land bridge from Russia,
yes,
through Alaska, down into the rest of North America, and they killed the people that were here before. So I don't feel bad about what happened a couple hundred years ago. I feel really good about the way that America has stepped up and helped out the rest of the world. And anybody who doesn't like it, we don't have barbed wire around the country to keep people in. You want to get out? Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Well, that's very true. I agree with that. Not to mention that Thanksgiving was one of those days to where when the Pilgrims came here, yes, before we began the whole let's take over your land thing, the Pilgrims, they were very grateful for the Native Americans because they taught them how to grow in the new land, in the new seasons, and the way the soil actually was there. I mean, we had a lot of unity at that time. Then as we began to overpopulate and more came here, then we began to expand out. Then we began to drive them off their lands, and it kind of led to that, time. But at the same time, during Thanksgiving, there was the 3-day Thanksgiving feast that was with the Pilgrims and with the Native Americans, and everything was very harmonious.
Absolutely. They don't teach that in schools anymore. All they teach in schools anymore is America's evil, America's awful, and America's fantastic. No other country in the history of the world has done as much for society of their own people or the world as a whole. And, this anti-American liberal mindset is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear people bad-mouthing Cuba. You don't hear people bad-mouthing Venezuela and all those other places where they kill their own people and let them starve to death because somebody wants some more money. Everybody here can do whatever they want to do.
Hey, amen to that one. I agree with that. Deacon, America. I love it. Happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend. You guys enjoy the turkey and everything yesterday?
Yeah, oh, man, I found a new way to make turkey, new to me.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you, it was the best turkey I ever had.
I like it. How'd you do it? Any special hint secrets?
Well, I kind of did a brine with a little bit of sugar in it.
Okay.
And some spices, and let that soak for about 6 hours, and then I went outside, and I have natural hardwood mesquite charcoal and applewood smoking chips.
Ooh,
and
okay.
I smoked it until it came to temperature, and then we went in the house and ate that thing, and it was fantastic.
That's what I'm talking
about. The bird
about.
was juicy, and it was the best tasting bird I've ever had.
I love it. That's good stuff right there. Good stuff, Deacon. I appreciate it very much, my friend. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm glad you guys enjoyed very much so. And you're right, America's #1, the greatest nation on the face of the earth. Even with all of our flaws that we've had in the past, we are still the greatest nation out there. And we always will be as long as we hold on to our traditions and our roots. Got to take a break. 23 minutes past the hour. It is a post-Thanksgiving Friday. The Free-for-All Friday continues on. Your phone calls throughout the day, whatever's on your mind. We'd love to hear from you today right here on The Voice of Reason.
The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Ag News, Mid-America Ag Network. I'm Craig Mead. Well, you're spending your hard-earned money on Poron dewormers, but are those dewormers working hard for you? If you're not using your Poron dewormer correctly, the answer is probably no. Dr. Stephen Folk, professional services veterinarian at Beringer Ingelheim, offers advice on how to keep your cattle healthy and productive through the proper use of Poron dewormers.
I always like to start with your herd veterinarian because sometimes when and how you're going to treat for parasites is going to really change. Like how you're going to probably be deworming an apple and applying down in Florida will probably be very different than what you'd be doing in maybe the deserts out west or the Northeast. You want to go with a product that you know has got a track record, that it's going to work consistently, and it's going to cover what you're trying to treat, and also that it will work in the conditions you are working in. One example would be with the Apronex Poron is we know it is weather fast. Rain is not going to bother it. You want it to make sure that it can treat the bugs you have in your region that you're doing.
And he says there are steps you can take to get the most out of your Poron dewormer.
The most important thing a producer can do to get the most out of their Poron is make sure they're getting the proper dose. That's the bottom line. You got to make sure you apply it right so it can be absorbed properly, so it can be distributed properly. If your facilities are not good enough that you can't restrain that animal, that they're jumping around, they're moving, they're thrashing, you only get to pour it on their neck or you're only pouring it on the rump, you may not get the same efficacy out of it as if you do a proper pour along the withers all the way down the midline to the tailhead. Another thing to think about is the condition of the animal. Sometimes the weather doesn't cooperate and they can be caked in mud or manure. Well, guess what? If you pour it along the manure and dirt and everything else, it's not getting to the animal.
Ag News from Mid-America Ag Network. I'm Craig Mead. MJ's Truck Repair at Exit 46 off I-135 in Mound Ridge, America is the largest full-service truck center between Wichita and Salina in central Kansas. Truckers in the know already know, and ag people from miles around know they can turn to MJ's Truck Repair for repair and parts for their tractors, combines, and hay equipment. You construction types, listen up. Skid steers, backhoes, forklifts, bulldozers, and payloaders. MJ's of Mound Ridge is also your construction equipment, parts, and repair headquarters. Find MJ's on the web at mjstruckrepair.com.
Before we know it, we'll be scraping windshields and working on year-end things. What are you wearing? Life gets away from us sometimes, like the annual eye exam that your insurance company all but pays for. Waring and Fiegel Optometry at 21st and Tyler is a full-scope professional optometry practice. At Waring and Fiegel Optometry, new patients are welcome. Don't let the benefits of your insurance, let alone the benefits of healthy vision, get away from you. Waring and Fiegel Optometry, 21st and Tyler.
Oh, Christmas tree, it's getting cold and chilly. Oh, Christmas tree, it's time to go see Willie. He has trees both short and tall, so come on out and see them all. Oh, Christmas tree, it's time to go see Willie.
Experience a family tradition of choosing and cutting a Christmas tree direct from the farm. 4C Christmas Tree Farm has a large selection of live Scotch and Austrian pine trees, fresh green wreath ribbons, and bows. 4C Christmas Tree Farm is located at 11501 East Creed Street, just 5/8 of a mile south of Pawnee on Greenwich Road and 1/4 of a mile east on Creed. They're open the Friday after Thanksgiving and all Saturdays 9 till dark and Sundays noon till dark, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays 2 till dark, or give Willie a call at 684-0464. Experience the tradition. 4C Christmas Tree Farm.
Oh, Christmas tree, it's time to go see Willie.
Don't miss more ways to save on a new Bobcat compact track loader at White Star Machinery. Choose a cash rebate up to $10,000 or take advantage of 0% financing for 60 months with no payments for 90 days with approved credit. Put Built Tough priced right Bobcat equipment to work and get peace of mind with our 2-year, 2,000-hour full warranty. Why wait? Start saving today. Check it out on our website, whitestarmachinery.com.
White Star, get the job done.
8 minutes past the hour. Welcome back into the Voice of Reason, getting you pumped up, ready to go for a day, whether it's a work day, whether it's a Black Friday day, or whether it's just a day to enjoy and continue on with a 4-day holiday. That's what we're talking about right here on the Voice of Reason, waking you up better than a cup of coffee, a shot of espresso, even an energy drink. We got a lot to get to today. Black Friday going on today. The Black Friday shopping, the madness, the brawls, the beating each other up, the running into the stores. I say we have some fun with it. What do you say? 316-721-8255, 316-721-TALK. If you want to join into the program, we'd love to hear from you today. Are you Black Friday shopping? If so, what is the hot commodity of the year? I have no idea. I'm out of the loop on that stuff. I have no idea what the hot commodity is for each and every year. I don't know what the new technology is, what the new toys are. I'm out of the loop, so you need to enlighten me a little bit. What is the big shopping thing to go and get? There's always like a list of like 3 or 4 items of the year where you have to have them, and everybody's got to have it because it's the new trend, the new fad, the new hipster thing. What is it? I have no idea. We'll do that when we come back. This is The Voice of Reason on a Friday, on a Black Friday, on a post-Thanksgiving Friday, right here on The Voice of Reason. Stay tuned.
The latest news from the Big Talker, KQAM.
Border Patrol officials are denying President Trump's comment yesterday to U.S. troops stationed abroad that, quote, 2 days ago we closed the border. Officials say they did shut down one port of entry, San Ysidro in California, for several hours early Monday morning to bolster security, but they did not seal the border with Mexico. One 21-year-old is dead, a 12-year-old girl and an 18-year-old male are injured after a shooting at an Alabama mall. Hoover Police Captain Greg Rector says an argument led to gunfire.
The person that shot the 18-year-old was fleeing the area when he was confronted by 2 Hoover officers who were in uniform. One of our Hoover officers did engage that individual, shot him, and he is dead on the scene.
Retailers are hoping for a lift from Black Friday shopping today. The early signs are positive. Spending on Thanksgiving Day was running way ahead of last year, and online sales alone could hit a record $3.7 billion. I'm Michael Toscano.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please call this toll-free number right now. 800-390-9528. That's 800-390-9528. By calling your addiction team, you're taking the first steps to recovery. The help you need could be one call away. 800-390-9528. Make the free call now. 800-390-9528. Your addiction team is a third-party advertiser for various treatment centers and placement networks. Individual results will vary. Visit youraddictionteam.com/terms for more information.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Call 800-319-8464. That's 800-319-8464. Again, 800-319-8464.
Kansas Mid-America Network News. Authorities say a woman was injured while holding on to the door of a stolen pickup truck in Wichita. Police say the woman was with a male on Wednesday after she learned that her pickup truck was seen at a laundromat. The truck was there when the two arrived, and an argument soon broke out between them and a person behind the wheel. Police say the man fired his gun several times as the person in the truck tried to drive away. The woman grabbed onto the door but let go when one of her legs struck a street sign, causing injury. A Central Kansas man has been imprisoned for downloading child pornography from the internet. Federal prosecutors say 31-year-old Shane Ragsdale of Hutchinson was given 90 months in prison at his sentencing hearing on Tuesday in U.S. District Court at Wichita. And tomorrow marks the opportunity for you to support your local community through Small Business Saturday. The event began back in 2010. Mid-American Network News.
My friend, you can find out why Pizza John's is the pizza of choice in Derby for over 44 years. Pizza John's in Derby, the original purveyors of round meals and flat snacks, is more than pizza. Lunches include salads, spaghetti, complete with garlic bread. And Pizza John's of Derby is the hoagie headquarters of South Central Kansas. Dine in or carry out. Delivery after 5 p.m. by simply calling 788-2011 or quick and easy online at pizzajohnderby.com. Pizza John's.
As temperatures plummet, if you have ever thought of a remote starter for your vehicle, be ahead of the need with eGraphics. eGraphics is Wichita's leader in upfront pricing of remote start equipment with up to 10 different options available. Hi, this is Casey with eGraphics. We're located 2 blocks south of Douglas at 220 South Washington. I want to show you all the things eGraphics has to offer to make your vehicle everything you want it to be. eGraphics, 220 South Washington in Wichita. Call me at 262-TINT, that's 262-8468.
It's full of comic legends.
What TV series featured Tinky Winky and Poe?
To Catch a Predator. Wall-to-wall laughs.
In Greek mythology, the goddess of virginity is who?
Lying.
It's the comedy game show.
In reference to the drugstore chain, what does CVS stand for?
Condoms, Viagra, and snacks.
Watch all the comedy on Funny You Should Ask. Weekdays at 2 on Fox, Kansas.
Here's your latest forecast on the Big Talker, KQAM. For this morning, cloudy but clearing, a high near 61, winds gusting up to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, clear and 37. Tomorrow, sunny and 62, winds gusting up to 20 miles an hour. I'm Amp Harrell, and that's your latest forecast on Wichita's big station, the Big Talker, AM 1480 and 102.5 FM, KQAM.
Patriotism is alive and well.
We were so excited when Donald Trump got elected that we weren't going to be bullied any longer. We weren't going to have people push us around. We're not going to apologize for who we are, and we're not going to let people walk all over us. We're not going to tolerate it because we're not the weak, spineless country that we used to be.
The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Yuletide squirrels, fresh filleted by the choir. They poked hot skewers through their nose.
Welcome into the Voice of Reason. Now that Thanksgiving is officially over, now we can begin our Christmas music. Yes, we wait. It is tradition to wait until after Thanksgiving. I don't know, some have already been playing it for like a month already. No, but now it is time for us to go all out 110% into the Christmas mode, which is, by the way, is my all-time favorite time of the entire year. You know how a lot of people like to dress up and do the crazy stuff for Halloween, which we like to do as well, but we go overboard when it comes to Christmas. Welcome in 316-721-8255, 316-721-TALK if you want to join into the program. Speaking of Christmas, I was going to hold off. We may play this again in the third hour, but as people, if you're waking up early, then you probably, you get the first jab at having some fun. There is a nice bit that we included into our holiday rotation, which, if you forget, every Christmas Eve we do our Christmas special here on the show where we play the different audio bits and skits and satire blurbs and whatever else that we have that we've collected throughout the years, things that I've collected throughout the years, and we play them. There's one that came up just a couple of years ago right after the election of Donald Trump that I think is relatively appropriate, and I think that for the Christmas mood, that we can officially get this started the right way. So let's go ahead and do it. It is the most wonderful time of the year.
Help me, Donald. Get us back. Get us back. I don't care what happens to Hillary. Get America back to honoring family again. Help us, Donald, please. Please. Make America great again. Make America great again. Make America great again. Please, God, help Donald Trump make America great again.
It's the most wonderful time in 8 years. Yet some kids are protesting while Trump fans investing their time with good cheer. Sing, it's the most wonderful time in 8 years. It's the happiest voting season of all. With each staff member, Trump picks Democrats up to their old tricks, just trashing them all. But it's the happiest election season of all. There'll be one party hosting roasting, all three branches toasting, but how low now will the press go? They'll spin misguided stories trying to steal Trump's glory from a playbook written long, long ago. It's the most wonderful time in 8 years. There'll be much more enjoyment, a lot less unemployment, 'cause Trump will be near. It's the most wonderful time in 8 years. Hillary's party's not hosting, they're no longer toasting.
Beyonce, Kanye, cop killers, racists, and the Muslim Brotherhood.
They ignored true stories of Hillary, who wasn't sorry for her crimes now and long ago. Now it's the most wonderful time in 8 years. We'll deport all the criminals, taxes will be minimal, bad trade deals disappear. It's the most wonderful time, yes, the most wonderful time, oh, the most wonderful time in 8 years.
There it is. Welcome in to a post-Thanksgiving. Now that we're into the holiday festive season, I figured that was the appropriate time to be able to bust that out and enjoy just a little bit. Yes, welcome in. 316-721-8255. 316-721-TALK on your Black Friday today. What are you shopping for? What's the big item that you're going out to get? And are you willing to do the MMA brawling of the day in order to get that item first thing here in the morning? We want to hear from you. Here's the crazy part. According to CNBC.com, as they track Black Friday, that if you're still dealing with holiday debt, there's no need to be a Scrooge, but about 3 in 10 shoppers today are going into the holiday season still carrying the debt from last year's festivities. Now, if Dave Ramsey heard that story, he would lose his mind. Absolutely lose his mind. Experts suggest that crafting on strategy in 2 parts, wrangling your debt scale and setting your holiday budget. But for some people, opening up a credit card statement is like visiting the ghost of Christmas past. And the holiday shoppers are expected to spend generously this year, with the National Retail Federation estimating the average consumer's outlaying at $1,007 for everything from gifts to food to holiday attire, at 4.1% increase from last year. $1,000 into the holiday gift giving, the food giving, the setting for the holiday festivities, anticipated an 18% jump on gift spending alone. Now, this should give you a sign. This should give you a sign that the Donald Trump economy is up and ticking, that people are going back to work, that people actually have more money in their pockets, that people are actually feeling more comfortable at spending or getting further into debt, which is the wrong mindset, but some people are doing that. If you're spending $1,000 just for Christmas shopping this year, that means that you probably feel relatively comfortable in the fact that things are doing well with the economy. Don't you think? That you feel comfortable either spending the money or getting into debt to spend the money because you know that you're going to be able to compensate and pay that back off because things are doing well. I don't remember the last time that there was that much excitement. Now, the Dow's been ticking back and forth a little bit. The economy's gone up, and the Dow then just kind of came down a little bit this week, and they're talking about the big bust that's been happening. But, oh well, we got to remember the Dow Jones in the stock market doesn't always reflect what's happening with the rural community or with the average worker or with the average paycheck. It has very little to do with that. It does, but at the same time, it doesn't. And even though that may be ticking and offsetting itself, doesn't mean that it's still bad. It's just correcting itself so it can continue to grow again. There's always going to be corrections. So I don't want to focus too much on the fact that, oh, the Dow Jones is down. Who cares? Oh, everybody's all freaking out about it. But right now, if we're spending over $1,000 just for the gifts and everything, along with being a 4.1% increase from what we saw last year and an 18% jump on gift spending alone to an average of $776, that means that things must be doing relatively well. CNBC continues, but that doesn't give the true picture of the cost. 28% of the shoppers are entering this holiday season still paying off the debt from last year's festivities. Now, we talked with Chris Hogan a week or so ago on the show, talk about how to be able to do your holiday spending appropriately, not get into debt, setting the budget aside, spending appropriately when it came to the holiday spending, but a lot of people don't do that. And it goes a little bit deeper with that, and we could get into the deepness of this about, society wanting to stay in debt and not being able to flourish as much as we possibly can. People trying to play the victim, saying that they can't afford to do this, can't afford to do that, so they have to get into debt when that really is what is enslaving them in the first place and keeping them in debt in the first place and keeping them down really in the first place, because you have debt. I have debt. I'm still trying to pay off debt. So I'm not going to spend $1,000 on groceries or $1,000 on Christmas shopping because I know I don't have that kind of money. So I'm going to do it frugally this year until we pay off debt. And then when we pay off the debt, then we have the money to spend. And then I will flourish and I will enjoy. And trust me, there are some really cool things that I want to get. And I would be more than happy to spend over $1,000 on Christmas shopping for everybody that's a member of my family, that's a close friend of mine. I would love to be able to sink that money in and do it. This year, not going to happen. The Black Friday chaos continues, though. According to Mirror.com, Black Friday chaos around the world as frantic shoppers scramble for the great bargains, as Black Friday is one of the biggest shopping days of the entire year, and sometimes one of the most violent. While plenty of bargains are up for grabs, shoppers getting impatient and even aggressive as they hit the high streets, and this year's no different, with shocking scenes already beginning to start and erupt around the country and around the world. In stores across the world this morning. In their quest to snap the bargain, shoppers in South Africa's mall were seen breaking into a store as staff tried to keep them out. Footage shows the staff pushing against the doors at the Bay West Mall before they begin to break up and before people start to flood in, but it didn't help. The frantic chaos, pushing and shoving and beating each other up had begun, and they broke into the store 30 minutes early. Screams are heard as people begin to run toward the potential bargains, ripping signs and destroying displays in their wake. Some are seen stumbling and falling, while woman appears to be trampled as shoppers barge past her. Store staff are heard shouting as they attempt to restore order, but the crowds are out of control, baby. Meanwhile, another video camera shows crowds are frantically entering a game store in South Africa, which has been captioned, "It's the end of the world." For Thanksgiving, we're supposed to be thankful for what we have. I understand that other nations don't celebrate Thanksgiving because it is an American holiday for what we did with the Native Americans and the Pilgrims, with the uniting that we did together. At the same time, we're thankful, and then this happens. And it happens every single year. And as sad as it is, it's also a little bit entertaining. Just a little bit. It's a little entertaining. But be safe out today. Be careful out today. And do it more as a spectator sport as opposed to a participation sport. Because, yes, go and get a good deal. But there are many ways to do that. I know that now Cyber Monday is almost just as big as a Black Friday. But I see it as a spectator sport. Now, I remember as a kid, I used to always go. My parents loved Black Friday. My grandparents loved Black Friday. We would be at the stores at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. We would wait. As soon as they opened up, we would be the first ones in. And they used me. I realized that I was used as a kid. I was used and amused as a kid. Because when the store would open and as the gate would roll up, I was younger and I was littler and smaller, so I would be able to go underneath the gate and go and get a cart for them before anybody else would be able to enter. So they used me to their advantage in order to go get the proper shopping, and I was okay with that at the time because I felt really special, and I was like, hey, got to slide under, got to go get the cart, got to go start running down the aisle before they met up with me because I was young, and nobody would try and push aside a kid. So I kind of got to play the advantage just a little bit. So Black Friday, special place in my heart. Special place. Get to enjoy that just a little bit. 316-721-8255. I do want to hear from you. Let's take a break. When we come back, I want to hear about what the actual items are that are a hot commodity this year. Amazon having a huge day today. Although Amazon is actually worried about a potential protest and a walkout from many employees. Amazon workers plan a Black Friday protest at online giants UK warehouses in protest of inhumane work conditions. Is that going to upset some of the shopping today? both in the stores and online, as the Amazon workers plan a potential walkout and a protest in England or in the UK from some of the warehouses. That could upset some of the stuff, but Amazon also going to be fluctuating costs based on demand on an hourly basis. Not a day-to-day basis, but an hourly basis. As things go off the shelves or remain on the shelves, they may do price fluctuations hour by hour today. So stay tuned in for that on Amazon. If you're doing any of your online shopping today, that might benefit you to some degree, as they may fluctuate on an hour-by-hour basis. Maybe a little difficult for them to regulate, but nonetheless, that's what they're going to be doing. And some brick-and-mortar stores may be doing the same thing to try and counter what Amazon is doing. So it's going to be a really wonky, crazy kind of day. It's going to be fun to watch. I don't know if I'm going to partake in any of this or not, but I especially this morning going to watch how the craziness goes on about the Black Friday shenanigans going on at the stores this morning. Got to take a break. 11 minutes to the top of the hour. We'll take a break. Wrap up hour number 1. Lots more to get to right here on The Voice of Reason on a post-Thanksgiving Friday. Free for all Friday right here on The Voice of Reason. Stay tuned.
You're listening to The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Market information, Mid-America Egg Network. In for Craig Mead, I'm Andy Hoosier. Happy Thanksgiving to you, as the markets are closed today. On Wednesday, they ended up kind of mixed across the board for grains, oilseeds, and for livestock. December corn ended a half up to 361 3/4. March corn was a half up to 372 3/4, and May was a half up to 380 1/2. Wheat was a little bit in the red. December wheat was 2 points down to 498 3/4. March 1 3/4 down to 506 3/4, while May was sitting 2 points down to 513 1/4. KC wheat, same story. December was down 4 points to 469 even. March KC wheat was down 4 1/4 to 493 even, and May was down 4 1/4 to 504 3/4. Over in the soybeans, we saw mixed over here as well. January soybeans were up 2 points to 883 even. March up 2 1/4 to 896 3/4, and May soybeans were up 2 points to 909 3/4. Soybean meal, a little bit different story there. December down 50 cents, 306.60. 50 cents down for the January to 308.70, and March soybean meal down 90 cents to 310.80. And the soybean oil, same story here. We did see a little bit of green positive movement. December was up 46 cents, 27.80. January was up 47 cents to 27.99. And over in the livestock, we did see mostly higher. Lean hogs had a bit of a struggle on Wednesday. December live cattle was up 70 cents to 116.40. February was up 102 to 120.75. Feeder cattle, they were in the green as well. January up 175 to 148.62. March was up 102 to 145.17. And April was up 87 cents to 145.37. In the lean hogs, we did see that one in the red just a bit. December down 70 cents to 58.27. February were down 95 cents to 66.17. And April down 52 cents to 71.15. Market information, Mid-America Ag Network. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
What brings back memories of Christmas past or builds new ones for holidays to come? More than the beauty of a farm fresh Christmas tree gracing your home? Or could be more welcoming than a live wreath greeting your holiday guests? What could be more beautiful?
Winning a free one, of course. Listen to The Voice of Reason on KQAM mornings from 6 to 9 for your chance to win an incredible tree or wreath fresh from 4C Christmas Tree Farms. And get ready to enjoy the majesty of a great Christmas tradition with warmest holiday wishes from Jewelry Savers and Carl's Goodyear and KQAM.
We live in a digital world. With the convenience of staying connected, it's critical to protect your digital identity. Here are some helpful tips from AARP Kansas and the AARP Fraud Watch Network. Use strong, unique passwords or passphrases for every site you visit. Never conduct sensitive financial or personal activities when connected to public Wi-Fi. And turn off your Bluetooth when you're not using it to keep your device secure. Learn more at aarp.org/FraudWatchNetwork. Paid for by AARP.
Picture yourself in a hat.
Anyone can look good in a hat.
Whether making a fashion statement or dressing for activities,
Hatman Jack's has the finest selection in the state.
Driving caps, western hats, fedoras.
Fur and leather hats, all very affordably priced.
And ladies, we are your hat headquarters.
Come in and see why hat lovers from around the nation make Hatman Jack's their destination.
At the Clock Tower in Delano.
Hatman Jack's, 601 West Douglas.
There it is, Black Friday, and I know everybody has a sale.
But at Rusty Ford,
our sales are always bigger.
Now through November 30th, get up to 30% off a new Ford Focus. Ford Escape, 25% off, or choose 0% for $72 and $1,000 back. F-150 XLTs up to 25% off, or our exclusive 0 for $72.
So come gobble up the savings at Rusty Egg Ford. If you don't come and see us today, we can't save you any money.
Before we know it, we'll be scraping windshields and working on year-end things. What are you wearing? Life gets away from us sometimes, like the annual eye exam that your insurance company all but pays for. Waring and Fiegel Optometry at 21st and Tyler is a full-scope professional optometry practice. At Waring and Fiegel Optometry, new patients are welcome. Don't let the benefits of your insurance, let alone the benefits of healthy vision, get away from you. Waring and Fiegel Optometry, 21st and Tyler.
Two things that keep customers coming back and referring their friends to Lee Reed Engraving are superior quality and unparalleled customer service. The time to recognize team members through annual awards or employee contributions this year is right around the corner. Lee Reed Engraving specializes in the personalization of awards and recognition items for businesses, schools, churches, and professional organizations of all types. You can learn more at LeeReedEngraving.com. Lee Reed Engraving, 3417 West Central.
Top of the hour, welcome back into the Voice of Reason, looking at some of the techno things of the year on what the big gifts are of the year. The gadgets, all the fun new technology. It seems to me that there's a retro return of certain classical type of items that I think are going to be kind of cool this year. Now, I don't know if that's what is really happening or not, but it seems like tree ornaments are back into the fad this year. But new retro vintage fabulous different type of tree ornaments apparently are what's coming up. I've gone to a few of the different websites of the best items or best gifts or best things for Christmas 2018, and it's of course the smartwatches, the what is the little tracker things that track and monitor your heart rate, and the I forget what they're called, whatever, but the watch thing, the gizmos and gadgets with like video games, and of course, the electronic or the smart doorbells that you can install with the video camera on it to watch and see who's actually coming up to your door. That's a big fad this year. But then the tree ornaments. Now, let me tell you something. I love tree ornaments. It is a tradition every single year that I get a tree ornament. My grandparents, every single year since I was a baby, every year, that is their tradition. They buy a tree ornament for every kid and grandkid that they have. Every single year. That is their Christmas gift to us, is a tree ornament. Now, I have some fantastic tree ornaments because, as you know, we like to embrace the traditional type of lifestyle, more of the redneck flavor, and I have a little six-pack of Budweiser tree ornaments. I have one, actually I got one last year that I thought, or a couple of years ago, that was really, really cool, and it was really one of the greatest ones that I think I've ever seen. That was a shotgun shell. It was a 12-gauge shotgun shell, and they kind of handmade it with like a little Christmas stocking cap on it, and it looked like a Santa Claus, but it was with a shotgun shell. Those are the type of tree ornaments that I enjoy. And yes, you can call me a redneck, call me a traditionalist, whatever you want to call me. I think it's pretty cool. So, but the vintage, retro Christmas ornaments are back in this year with a fad. So what kind of Christmas ornament would you get, a tree ornament that would you put on your Christmas tree? That's the curiosity that I have. I didn't even realize that was going to be a big fad coming back, whether it's like different movie characters that you like, whether it's just a different design for the bulb, whether it's actually something like a shotgun shell or the beer case. I have a couple of those, actually. I have an actual like big beer bottle thing that we put on there, and then like a little six-pack thing, and then a shotgun shell one. And I do have one with like a Santa Claus of like a in camouflage, because hey, again, you got to represent a little bit. So that's what I have. It's a tradition every single year. My grandparents get a kick out of it. They enjoy it. But for their kids and grandkids, they always get a Christmas ornament each and every year. I kind of like that tradition. I love the tradition getting a new Christmas ornament. I put a new one up every single year like that because I get one. And we like to, as a family, actually with Mrs. Voice of Reason and Little Voice of Reason, we've started the tradition to where the family, we always get the family members now, all of our parents and grandparents and everybody, we get them a tree ornament with a picture, with an updated family picture every year. And that's the kind of stuff. It's very wholesome. It's very personable. And we love it. But that's the big thing apparently this year. Go out and get a Christmas ornament, tree ornament. I like it. You can do that. It's a way to enjoy the holiday a little bit. Got to wrap up hour number 1. Lots more to get to. Hour number 2, we will have our Pass It or Axe It of the day. We do have our giveaway that we'll do and have some fun. Plus, we'll be giving away a brand new, fresh Christmas wreath hat tip to 4C Christmas Tree Farms. That's coming up throughout the show today as well. Stay tuned in. Hour number 2 of The Voice of Reason coming up.
You don't put your dirty socks back in the drawer or dirty dishes back in the cupboard, do you? Well, you shouldn't put your dirty lawnmower away for the winter either, especially when Maximum Outdoor Equipment is offering a winter service special, which includes everything your mower needs to be clean, sharpened, ready to go, and ready to mow next spring. As an incentive to get your mower in before the rush, Maximum Outdoor is offering your choice of early bird winter service discounts through December 29th. 25% off on winter service labor or free pickup and delivery within a 25-mile radius. See full details on our winter service specials and the early bird discounts available through December 29th online at MaximumOutdoor.com or give us a call at 316-943-0201. At Maximum Outdoor Equipment, we won't wash your socks or your dishes, but we'd love to clean and service your mower and get it ready for spring. Maximum Outdoor Equipment, just south of Kellogg on West Street and online at MaximumOutdoor.com.
Maximum service, maximum value, Maximum Outdoor Equipment.
Broadcasting from the Rusty Eck Ford Studios. Rusty Eck Ford, the price you need and the service you deserve. This is the Big Talker, 102.5 FM and 1480 AM, KQAM, Wichita proud. It's time for your latest news from the KQAM News Center. Brought to you by Kennedy Tire and Auto Care Center, 3250 West 13th Street. Locally owned and operated. Now you have a friend in the tire business. Kennedy Tire and Auto Care Center.
Good Friday morning. Wichita police say a woman who was found in the Arkansas River Wednesday afternoon was the result of an attempted suicide. Emergency crews responded to a submersion call near Douglas and Seneca around 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon after bicyclists found the body floating in the river. The Wichita Fire Department, upon arrival, pulled the 63-year-old woman from the water, and she was taken to the hospital in serious condition. Police say the female has had several suicide attempts in the past and jumped into the river on her own. Wichita police say a 31-year-old woman was injured while holding on to the door of a stolen pickup truck in Wichita. Police say the pickup was stolen on Wednesday morning, and the woman and a 30-year-old male with her apparently learned later that the pickup truck was seen at the Lost Sock laundromat. When the pair got to the laundromat, the pickup truck was still there, and an argument soon broke out between them and a person sitting behind the wheel. Police say the man fired his gun several times as the person in the truck tried to drive away. The woman then grabbed onto the driver's side door but let go when one of her legs struck a street sign, causing an injury. No arrests have been reported. It's unclear whether the driver was struck by any of the bullets. Police haven't released the names of those involved. After 16 years of operation serving up meals to some of the city's most in need of a meal, the Lord's Diner has a lot to be thankful for after this Thanksgiving. Volunteers yesterday served up the 5 millionth meal, and it just happened to be on Thanksgiving Day. Cake TV meteorologist Frank Waugh says one more warm day tomorrow.
64 tomorrow, 36 on Sunday. It's Saturday night into Sunday. We see a chance of rain changing over to a rain-snow mix. I really don't think we see major impacts travel-wise on Sunday, but it's something we're going to watch closely as a lot of folks are going to be on the road. Mid to upper 40s Monday through Thursday of next week.
So the weather holds for tomorrow for you to enjoy supporting local businesses through Small Business Saturday. I'm Rick Everett. Now sports.
Yesterday, the NCAA ruled that Teddy Allen, the transfer from West Virginia for Wichita State, will not be eligible to play this season. Wichita State plans to appeal that decision by the NCAA. 3 Kansas City Chiefs were elected as the top 10 vote getters for the Pro Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, running back Kareem Hunt, and tight end Travis Kelce. Of course, all three hope they don't get to play in that game because that means they will be playing in the Super Bowl. Top 5 matchup tonight in college basketball. The University of Kansas will take on number 5 Tennessee in the NIT tip-off. From the sports desk, I'm Doug Downs.
And one thing you don't want associated with your harvest this year is downtime. Did you know MJ's Truck Repair at exit 46 off I-135 can take care of all harvest-related equipment, combines, tractors, grain carts, and all machinery associated with your successful harvest this year. MJ's Truck Repair of Moundridge also has on-the-farm emergency service. Roll your harvest worry-free with MJ's Truck Repair of Moundridge, Kansas, 800-835-0069.
Hi, this is Phil Martinez at Phil's Coins. At the shop, we talk all the time about honesty and integrity. And in our shop, we've decided that honesty means nothing without integrity. So what I would tell you is that if you didn't bring your coins to Phil's Coins, honestly, you didn't get enough money for what you have. Come see us at Phil's Coins, 9344 West Central, or online at philscoins.com.
It sounds innocent enough.
I like to shop the internet thinking I'll save a few dollars.
But
when it comes to truck accessories, we spend a lot of time in our shop trying to adapt for people what they thought would be such a great deal.
With a combined 100 years of knowledge and experience, our professional sales and installation staff will help you make sure that you get the right accessories for your truck.
Have your accessories professionally installed, saving you time and headaches.
Continental Truck Accessories, 6701 South Broadway.
Now, back to the KQAM News Desk. Border Patrol officials are denying President Trump's comment yesterday to U.S. troops stationed abroad that, quote, 2 days ago we closed the border. Officials say they did shut down one port of entry, San Ysidro in California, for several hours early Monday morning to bolster security, but they did not seal the border with Mexico. One 21-year-old is dead, a 12-year-old girl and an 18-year-old male are injured after a shooting at an Alabama mall. Hoover Police Captain Greg Rector says an argument led to gunfire.
The person that shot the 18-year-old was fleeing the area when he was confronted by two Hoover officers who were in uniform. One of our Hoover officers did engage that individual, shot him, and he is dead on the scene.
Retailers are hoping for a lift from Black Friday shopping today. The early signs are positive. Spending on Thanksgiving Day was running way ahead of last year, and online sales alone could hit a record $3.7 billion. I'm Michael Toscano.
Your local weather on KQAM. Brought to you by Propane Central, residential, commercial, industrial, and agricultural. Visit them online at propanecentral.com.
Here's your latest forecast on the Big Talker, KQAM. For this morning, cloudy but clearing, a high near 61. Winds gusting up to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, clear and 37. Tomorrow, sunny and 62. Winds gusting up to 20 miles an hour. I'm Amp Harrell, and that's your latest forecast on Wichita's big station, the Big Talker, AM 1480 and 102.5 FM, KQAM.
At 7:06, it's currently 50 degrees.
It's time for Reason.
Now we can move forward and we can do something really fantastic here. If we can light the fire under our legislature, if we can get Republicans on board to do the right thing, to not play wishy-washy politics, to not coddle to the education special interests, maybe we can get our budget under control. We're now prepared to understand that everything we do, we have to do with a supermajority to override her veto, because she's going to veto just about everything that the legislature does.
This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Then I'll get on my knees and pray. We don't get fooled again. Don't get fooled again.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome into the Voice of Reason, hour number 2. The Voice of Reason broadcasting live out of the heart of the nation here in Wichita, Kansas on the Big Talker, 1480 on the AM side, 102.5 on the FM side, KQAM. We are on YouTube Live, simulcasting online as well. If you want to watch the video, youtube.com, find KQAM Radio, subscribe to the page, and view us on there. Welcome aboard. We have a few people that have done so already this morning. I know you may be sleeping in. I know it's the post-Thanksgiving. You still have the tryptophan running through you as you're trying to wake up, trying to get going. Hopefully, you can still have today off and get a 4-day weekend. If not, then we'll wake you up and get you going this morning on your way to work. Even if you're waking up and still just enjoying the holiday, then still welcome aboard on a Friday. It is a post-Thanksgiving Friday. It is also a free-for-all Friday. Come on. That means means today, whatever's on your mind, bothering you, troubling you, it doesn't really matter. Let's have some fun today. Let's do our thing, advancing conservatism the way we do each and every day, right here on The Voice of Reason. 316-721-8255, 316-721-TALK. If you want to join into the program, we'd love to hear from you today. What's on your mind? Now, we do this every day, or every Friday, and yes, it is even with the Thanksgiving holiday. It is time for us to do so. So, it is time for our weekly event of our Pass It or Axe It for the week.
I'm in a nightmare hallucination.
It's time to pass it or axe it.
And here's how the game works. We do this every single Friday to where I create an issue, and if you are the elected official, you are the legislator voting on this, where you can vote to pass it or axe it. We get everybody's ideas, we get everybody's thoughts, we do the tallying up, and then we randomly draw a winner, and we give away a nice gift. And since we didn't get to give the gift away yesterday, because we weren't here yesterday, we're going to do this this hour presented by Riverside Cafe. 2 locations in Wichita, one in Derby, 9125 West Central Avenue, 739 West 13th Street, and 824 North Baltimore. In Derby, we have your complimentary Riverside Cafe burger and fries that we'll give away at the end of this hour. We'll do a random drawing for anybody who calls in or leaves a message on YouTube or leaves a message on Facebook and gives us a comment for the Pass It or the Axe It of the day. And here is the topic, and I thought it was relatively appropriate. Let's start off with this.
This grand tradition, I am pleased to announce that today's lucky bird and guest of honor is named Peas, along with his alternate named Carrots. The children will understand that. The winner of this vote was decided by a fair and open election conducted on the White House website. This was a fair election. Unfortunately, Carrots refused to concede and demanded a recount, and we're still fighting with Carrots. And I will tell you, we've come to a conclusion. Carrots, I'm sorry to tell you, the result did not change. It won't be entirely a rest. Even though Peas and Carrots have received a presidential pardon, I have warned them that House Democrats are likely to issue them both subpoenas.
All right, so that was President Trump yesterday with the annual pardoning of the Thanksgiving turkey that the president does every single year. And my question is, first off, and I can get into some of the clips about that because that was kind of entertaining and fun, but for our weekly...
I'm in a nightmare hallucination.
It's time to pass it or axe it.
As we talk about you being the legislator, you voting, here's the question that I have, and we can pass it or axe it. Should we repeal the annual Thanksgiving pardoning of the turkey from the President of the United States? I want to hear from you. 316-721-8255, 316-721-TALK. Would you pass it or axe it to repeal the pardoning of the turkey? Now, let's go into the history of this a little bit, shall we? Because the question, first off, is why did we do this in the first place? Where did this come from? And what's going on here? The official presentation of the turkey to the president each year began in 1947 under President Harry Truman, and many sources attribute the origin of the turkey pardoning to Truman. However, according to the Truman Library, there's no document, speech, newspaper clipping, photograph, or other record of ever having a pardon of a turkey. But the first official turkey pardoning was President George H.W. Bush, of him being the first one to really pardon a Thanksgiving turkey. But where did this come from in the first place with the presentation? The presentation was born out of a lobbying campaign from the Truman administration in an effort to conserve grain, and foreign aid campaigns began promoting meatless Tuesdays and poultryless Thursdays in the autumn of 1947. Not only did American citizens quickly grow to the frustration with this restriction and began discarding them in short order, but the National Poultry and Egg Board, incensed at the attack on the industry, noted that not only was Thanksgiving on a Thursday that year, thus making annual Thanksgiving turkey a taboo, but Christmas and New Year's Day also landed on Thursday that year. A truce was called in the dispute early November before Thanksgiving holiday, but eggless Thursdays continued to promote for the rest of the year, meaning that pumpkin pie and other great Thanksgiving staples were on the forbidden food list because you could not use eggs in them. So it began with the lobbying of meatless Tuesdays and poultryless Thursdays, with a tradition that started in 1947. By 1989, was when the first President George H.W. Bush was the first pardoning of the very first Thanksgiving turkey officially by the President of the United States. So a relatively new tradition. My question is, would you repeal the pardoning of a Thanksgiving turkey? Because here's my thoughts on this. If I were President of the United States, I would not pardon a turkey. You know what I would do? I would have them bring a bunch to the White House, and I would walk out, and I would find not which turkey I want to pardon, but which turkey I would want to defeather myself and say, this bad boy is going to be on the dinner table at the White House for tonight for the festivities. That's what I would do, because I like to eat the turkey, not to say you're going to get a free pass and walk away from the turkey. So your thoughts at 316-721-8255, 316-721-TALK. Pass it or axe it. Would you repeal the Thanksgiving pardoning of the turkey tradition by the president, or would you keep it? And we'll get your thoughts on this in just a moment. I would repeal it. I would pass this one to say, yeah, no, we don't need to pass the pardoning of the Thanksgiving turkey. As even Rick Everett, newsman here, walks in studio eating a turkey, eating leftover turkey, and from Nick. Nick. Okay, so Nick Radical, we got to get him on the mic here real quick as well. And Nick, you swung in studio from Inman Harvest Cafe. Great listener. You call in, listen all the time. Good morning, sir, and appreciate you swinging by here.
Good morning, Andy. How are you?
Hey, doing great. Happy Thanksgiving to you and the family. You guys enjoy?
Yes, absolutely. And you can blame Rick on this, because he said, my wife was like, Rick said we need to come bring down leftover turkey. So I was like, we got to come bring down leftover turkey.
You got to bring leftover turkey. You guys are amazing. You guys brought some turkey here. Would you repeal the pardoning of the Thanksgiving turkey tradition? Because that way we can that is a whole nother turkey that we can thoroughly enjoy on Thanksgiving Day.
Andy, looking over here at Rick, just enjoying this leftover meal, just makes me think we should take it one step further and take, like, the Jim Acostas out into the field and shoot the turkey ourselves.
Hey,
get her
that's
done
what I'm
that
talking
way,
about.
and we can have a whole lesson there of how to do all that and get her done.
There is killing two birds with one stone, so to speak here. Not only do we get to make them a little more masculine in a time where masculinity is a terrible thing, they would then be even either more afraid or less afraid of using firearms at the time as well. So we could...
Dick Cheney and Jim Acosta.
Oh, see, Dick Cheney there as well. And if a stray gun, it's let's go from there. But right now, if we could get someone like Jim Acosta to go and actually kill the turkey and say, this is the turkey that is going to be fed to the President of the United States, you have to kill it and defeather it yourself, I think that would be relatively appropriate.
That would be awesome. Let's get her done.
Let's get her done. Let's make that happen. I like it. 316-721-8255. Let's take a break here real quick. By the way, you guys, great Thanksgiving. Everything went well? Good?
Absolutely. We had a wonderful time. Went out to the mother-in-law's house, mother and father-in-law's, and did some clay pigeon shooting ourselves. So got some video of my son, Nathan, my youngest son. He's an eagle eye, and he just... he probably got like almost half of the shots, so he's.
Is that the tradition you guys do for Thanksgiving? Is go out and shoot?
Absolutely
For Thanksgiving Day.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Get the clay pigeons, throw them up, and boom, boom, boom.
That's the annual tradition.
Get her done.
I like that. We heard some other ones where they go fishing every year for Thanksgiving and go hunting, or now doing the clay pigeons and shooting.
And we did walk the tree line, and we got a couple birds too. So
really, and that's what you used to eat for dinner that night too, right?
No.
Okay. All right. I like it. How many clay pigeons did you get? A record? You doing good?
I was about
shot on
40%, but Nathan he was over 50%.
On it.
Fried Pheasant Friday.
Oh, Fried Pheasant Friday. That's what's going to be coming up on Inman Harvest. I like that.
That's right.
There you go. Very good. Well, it's great to have you in studio here. Sit with us here for a little bit. Rick's over here just chowing down, enjoying this turkey. So, you know what? We need to repeal the pardoning of the turkey from the presidential pardon every single year. Why? Because that's another turkey that could feed another hippie somewhere in the country. Let's get your thoughts on this. Pass it or axe it. 316-721-8255. Line number 1. Good morning. Who's this?
It's Deacon. I say axe it.
Axe
and
it.
Axe the turkey.
Oh, and axe the turkey. But you wouldn't vote to repeal the pardon.
Oh, no, I would. I'm saying get it out of there.
Okay.
Get rid of it. It's ridiculous. It's, I'm a meatitarian, baby, so I don't know. I've never understood the whole, pardoning my dinner.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't feel bad about killing my dinner. I'm not one of those people who thinks you need to go to the grocery store where no animals were harmed. You know, go and show people I am gonna and get the president out hunting and go and get him one of those wild turkeys and maybe a little wild turkey.
That would be fun. That would be fun. We could do, you're right, the president sitting out. And remember, wild turkey hunting is very difficult. I love wild turkey hunting because you have to be completely motionless. You can't make any sound. You got to be out there way before the dawn. I would love to see President Trump sitting out there, be like, it's going to be huge. We're going to get this turkey. It's going to be great. It's going to be bigly. We're going to get this really big turkey. It's going to be beautiful. And I can see him going out there, shooting a turkey and saying, this bad boy is going to be on the dinner table at the White House.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to tell you right now, right here in the Flint Hills, we have one of the best guided turkey hunts anywhere. Goblin Strut, Kansas. Check it out.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I know where I need to be going soon. By the way, you said yesterday you were going to go fishing. Did that happen?
I did. We went out and we went trout fishing, and for lunch yesterday, we actually had a few rainbows.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. I love it. Well, we got one for the passage here, Deacon, to be able to repeal the parting of the turkey. Deacon, I love it. Appreciate it very much. 316-721-8255. It especially, it's always kind of bothered me, again, with the whole parting of the turkey, but especially now that you understand the history of it a little bit with meatless Tuesdays and poultryless Thursdays back in 1947. I don't like not eating meat, so therefore I think we need to eat more meat because the PETA members and the hippies obviously don't like that, which means that we need to step up our game a little bit and eat a little extra, which means we need to repeal this pardoning of the Thanksgiving turkey bird. That's what I'm talking about. We'll take a break, 20 minutes past the hour. Your phone calls when we come back right here on The Voice of Reason.
This is The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Ag News, Mid-America Ag Network. I'm Craig Mead. A key ag senator remains pessimistic about the chances for completing a 5-year farm bill in the lame duck Congress. Key ag leaders in the House and the Senate voiced new optimism after the elections about passing a farm bill in the lame duck Congress. But now, longtime Senate ag member and Iowa farmer Chuck Grassley says he is not one of them who is optimistic.
I would hope that a 5-year farm bill would pass, but I think at this point, with not much success in negotiating with the House, and more apt to get a 1-year extension of the Farm Bill.
And it's not just because of the much publicized House GOP food stamp work requirements that are not in the Senate bill. Grassley points to House Ag Chair Michael Conaway's payment limit changes, more generous to Southern producers.
There was more in the 2014 Farm Bill than there is in Conway's approach to it in the House bill, where there's no limits whatsoever.
Grassley, of course, is a longtime proponent of limiting payments to farm managers and says doing so will have a better chance of making it into a new farm bill once the Democrats assume power in January. But expected incoming House Ag Chair Colin Peterson wants a farm bill done this year, as does GOP Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, which has not changed Grassley's prediction, unfortunately.
It's speculation on my part. All I can tell you is I have not heard anything positive coming out of any talks between the House and Senate. So that's what makes me pessimistic.
Grassley says he hopes he is wrong, but the shortness and meager track record of lame duck sessions, along with President Trump's support of the House Farm Bill, which includes those SNAP recipient work requirements, could prove Grassley right in the long run. Ag News from Mid-America Ag Network.
Commonly, a D lineman's responsibility on any given play depends on whether he's playing a zero technique, one gap, or two gap technique. They would then attack the A gap or B gap in pursuit of the play. Got it? Me neither. But I love this game on the K-State Sports Network.
Your Kansas State Wildcats wrap up their season against number 16 Iowa State on Saturday. Kickoff at 6 p.m., pregame at 4 p.m., right here on the Big Talker, KQAM.
El Dorado Livestock Auction, 2.5 miles east of El Dorado on Highway 54. Pipe cattle pens with a capacity to hold 5,000 head of cattle. Covered pens to hold 3,500 to 4,000 head. There's a fully modern vet barn and a fully computerized sale program for fast and accurate settlement. The sales ring, comfortable stadium seating in a climate-controlled arena, and new scales. The sale order on sale day, stock cows and bulls, followed by calves, then feeder cattle, then butcher cows and bulls. The goal at El Dorado Livestock Auction is to get the highest possible price for the producer by bringing in the best possible buyers. The auction barn staff provides a friendly, personal relationship with each customer. The staff gets to know the customer and his or her individual needs, and then they meet those needs with an honest, full-value approach that serves both buyer and seller. El Dorado Livestock Auction, a sale every Thursday at 11 a.m. El Dorado Livestock Auction, 2.5 miles east of El Dorado on Highway 54.
Oh, Christmas tree, it's getting cold and chilly. Oh, Christmas tree, it's time to go see Willie. He has trees both short and tall, so come on out and see them all. Oh, Christmas tree, it's time to go see Willie.
Experience a family tradition of choosing and cutting a Christmas tree direct from the farm. 4C Christmas Tree Farm has a large selection of live Scotch and Austrian pine trees, fresh green wreath ribbons, and bows. 4C Christmas Tree Farm is located at 11501 East Creed Street, just 5/8 of a mile south of Pawnee on Greenwich Road and 1/4 of a mile east on Creed. They're open the Friday after Thanksgiving and all Saturdays 9 till dark and Sundays noon till dark, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays 2 till dark, or give Willie a call at 684-0464. Experience the tradition. 4C Christmas Tree Farm.
Oh, Christmas tree, it's time to go see Willie.
Minutes past the hour. Welcome back into the Voice of Reason. Starting off your Friday the best way. Enjoying it a little bit. Relaxing. Having some fun. And the question I have for you today with our what?
I'm in a nightmare hallucination.
It's time to pass it or axe it.
Pass it or axe it today. Would you repeal the Thanksgiving pardoning of the turkey each and every year? Again, going into the history of it, not even a real pardon of the turkey until George H.W. Bush in 1989. That was the very first one where it really happened. So the big question is, would you repeal this? Because all it was nothing more than a promotion to end the eating of meat a couple days a week, today it would be to save the environment. To then it was like saving the meat for other things and for trade and for all that good jazz. But today, the progressives, they'd be like, oh, I'm going to save the precious little animal. And I thought that it would be promoted by PETA because they absolutely love the fact of saving the animals. But President Donald Trump yesterday, coming off on his comment about the turkey.
This grand tradition, I am pleased to announce that today's lucky bird and guest of honor is named Peas, along with his alternate named Carrots. The children will understand that. The winner of this vote was decided by a fair and open election conducted on the White House website. This was a fair election. Unfortunately, Carrots refused to concede and demanded a recount, and we're still fighting with Carrots. And I will tell you, we've come to a conclusion. Carrots, I'm sorry to tell you, the result did not change.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, you know what? The vote was in, and the pardon happened for Peas, so congratulations, I guess, to Peas for the official pardoning of by President Donald Trump for the turkey, so that way you can live a fruitful life of eating things and standing around. So well done on that one. 316-721-8255. Let's go to the phones. Your thoughts, pass it or axe it. Should we repeal the pardoning of the turkey from the president each Thanksgiving? Line number one. Good morning. Who's this?
This Jim.
Hey, good morning, Jim. How you doing?
Real good, Andy. I say repeal it, but as far as President Bush, I would say I wouldn't want to go hunting with his vice president anyway.
Well, Dick Cheney, he now that was George W. Bush, right, rather than George H.W. Bush, but still Dick Cheney.
Oh, okay.
Well, still, that's all right. I mean, Dick Cheney, still, I have to say, it's a good ongoing joke. Dick Cheney still was one of the best vice presidents I think we've had as a nation.
Oh, yeah, he sure was.
You're absolutely right. So, but you think we should pass this? You think we should repeal this tradition? Heck with that.
Repeal it, Andy. Repeal it.
I love it. Jim, I appreciate that very much.
Thank you, Andy.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you. I hope you enjoyed and welcome into the weekend going into that one. 316-721-8255. See, Nick, we already, I think everybody's in unison here. We need to end the saving of turkeys for no apparent reason.
Poultry and us are like peas and carrots.
See,
and that's all I got to say about that.
See, I love it. I love it. Wrap it up. I know you guys got to start heading back because Fried Chicken Friday is right around the corner here. Everybody's all excited about this.
Ready.
And how many pieces of chicken do you go through on a Fried Chicken Friday?
We order at least 2 cases a week, if not 3, and then a case of drumsticks because we have to have plenty of drumsticks for everybody. That's
That is
just
very true.
mandatory.
Yeah.
But pieces goes, I don't know, maybe 200, 300, 400, something like that.
Every Fried Chicken Friday with very little leftovers.
Very little, yeah.
Yeah,
Very little
I'm sure it
leftovers.
goes pretty
And,
quick.
You know, I usually take care of some of the leftovers myself.
Well, sure. I mean, hey, you got to enjoy what you can afterwards when it's all said and done. No, we love it. You guys do such a fun job, and we appreciate very much bringing some goodies down here. Rick chowing down on that turkey. Those sports guys already jumping into it there. What are they doing?
They're getting into it. I don't know what's going on over
Man,
there,
I
but
tell you what.
you're going to have to take a little break here and go try some.
I'm going to have to go try some of that. So, Nick, we appreciate it. We appreciate you guys swinging down here.
And just one more thing. Every day is Thanksgiving. Every day is Independence Day, and every day is Christmas, in my opinion. And Shop Local Day. You can come down and shop local wherever you are any day.
There you go.
Any day of the week.
Amen to that. You're absolutely right. We got to be grateful every day. We have to treat every day like Christmas. We have to treat every day like the 4th of July, which as conservatives we do anyways, because we are the most patriotic group in the nation.
Absolutely. Good to talk with you, Andy, and God bless you.
Always good. You guys doing Black Friday shopping?
No.
Staying out of the shenanigans. Come on.
No, that's not.
Not going to jump into the mosh pit.
Maybe if I hadn't.
It's like the daily mosh pit where you can just go outside and just, do your thing. It's fun.
Well, if you only have $20 in your pocket, the mosh pit's not that fun.
Hey, you know what? I will have that mosh pit at McDonald's every day. Don't get me wrong. Or for breakfast there at the Edmond Harvest Cafe, which we'll try with Katie here in just a little bit as well.
Yes,
so,
sir.
Good times. You guys enjoy. Safe travels back up there.
Thank you, sir.
Got to take a break. Bottom of the hour news coming up. We'll continue on with our Pass It or Exit, plus some other news going on today on your Black Friday, your Free For All Friday, your Fried Chicken Friday, everything else going on today. It's going to be a fun one with your post-Thanksgiving right here on The Voice of Reason. Stay tuned.
Here's the latest from the KQAM News Center.
A Thanksgiving night shooting at Alabama's largest enclosed mall left a 21-year-old gunman dead and 2 people, a 12-year-old girl and an 18-year-old male, injured. Terrified shoppers ran for safety at the River Chase Galleria in the Birmingham suburb of Hoover as police officers shot and killed the gunman. Correspondent Diane Gallagher is there for us, checking on the injured. Berlin prosecutors.
That 12-year-old girl is now in stable condition after making it through surgery. The 18-year-old who was shot twice is still in serious condition at UAB Hospital.
Berlin prosecutors say they've charged a 95-year-old man with more than 36,000 counts of being an accessory to murder. The allegations say he served as a guard in the Nazis' Mauthausen concentration camp, which is in present-day Austria. Wall Street rings the opening bell an hour from now on a shortened trading day, with stock futures not showing much relief from the week's earlier losses. Pre-market trading shows mild losses across the boards. I'm Michael Toscano.
Okay, got some big news for you. Macy's Black Friday doorbusters are back. Coats for everyone, regularly $195 to $275, under $100. 40% off shoes and boots for her. Queen or king sheets, just $29.99. Kitchen essentials, $7.99 after $12 mail-in rebate. Shop 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. Friday. Savings off regular prices, exclusions apply. Macy's Star Rewards now offers benefits everyone can enjoy no matter how they pay. Sign up for free in-store or at Macys.com/Star Rewards.
The national debt is now over $20 trillion. What happens next? Rising inflation drops in the dollar's value. Some experts say another crash is coming. You can fight this, not with stocks or bonds, but with gold and silver coins in an IRA from Augusta Precious Metals. Call 855-858-5807 and learn how an IRA backed by physical gold and silver can hedge against inflation. Call Augusta Precious Metals right now at 855-858-5807 and get a free gold IRA guide. Call 855-858-5807.
Kansas Mid-America Network News, Good Friday. According to the latest numbers from the Kansas Ag Statistics Service, 43% of the wheat is rated in good to excellent condition statewide, while 40% is average. About 91% of the wheat is already in the ground in south central Kansas. 69% has fully emerged. Some replanting has taken place in areas because of flooding. The agency also reports that corn and bean harvest is running behind average, mostly because of weather delays ranging from flooding to winter weather. A southwest Kansas man is dead after a motorcycle accident in Meade County that happened on Kansas Highway 23 yesterday. The KHP says 40-year-old Stephen Dougherty of Meade drifted off of the road and was not able to regain control of his motorcycle. And a tradition since 2010, Small Business Saturday takes place tomorrow. Mid-America Network News.
The following alert is from the AARP Fraud Watch Network.
Attention listeners, have you received your new Medicare card yet? Medicare is sending out new and safer cards that no longer have your Social Security number on them. But beware of callers claiming to be from Medicare who say you need to pay for your card. You need to verify your Social Security number, or you have a balance on your old card and they need your banking information to transfer it to you. These are all scams. All you need to do is wait for your free card to come in the mail. To learn how to protect yourself from frauds and scams, visit aarp.org/fraudwatchnetwork.
You can't handle the truth.
Hi, this is Phil Martinez at Phil's Coins. At the shop, we talk all the time about honesty and integrity. And in our shop, we've decided that honesty means nothing without integrity. So what I would tell you is that if you didn't bring your coins to Phil's Coins, honestly, you didn't get enough money for what you have. Come see us at Phil's Coins, 9344 West Central, or online at philscoins.com.
Jewelry Savers started out over 4 decades ago and today is still run by family. In fact, it's become a Wichita tradition. This coming Saturday is Small Business Saturday. Check out Jewelry Savers at K96 in Greenwich from 10 to 4 p.m. with doorbusters, holiday treats, in-store festivities, and even Santa in store for pictures with the kids from 11 to 1. If it's jewelry on your list, it's Jewelry Savers. Easy financing and layaway available.
Here's your latest forecast on the Big Talker, KQAM. For this morning, cloudy but clearing, a high near 61, winds gusting up to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, clear and 37. Tomorrow, sunny and 62, winds gusting up to 20 miles an hour. I'm Amp Harrell, and that's your latest forecast on Wichita's big station, the Big Talker, AM 1480 and 102.5 FM, KQAM.
At 7:35, it's currently 50 degrees.
This portion of The Voice of Reason brought to you by the Inman Harvest Cafe, home of the original Fried Chicken Friday. Call them at 620-585-6925. Keeping political talk trendy.
Oh my God, yes, more.
This is The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
36 minutes past the hour. Welcome back into the Voice of Reason, making it happen today on a Friday. It is a free-for-all Friday. Welcome into it. We'd love to hear from you. 316-721-8255. 316-721-TALK. We still have our pass it or exit for the day going along.
I'm in a nightmare hallucination.
It's time to pass it or exit.
As we leave it up to you as the elected official, as the constituent, as the one that makes the decisions, would you pass it or exit when it comes to repealing the pardoning of the turkey? President Trump doing that yesterday.
This grand tradition, I am pleased to announce that today's lucky bird and guest of honor is named Peas, along with his alternate named Carrots. The children will understand that. The winner of this vote was decided by a fair and open election conducted on the White House website. This was a fair election. Unfortunately, Carrots refused to concede and demanded a recount, and we're still fighting with Carrots. And I will tell you, we've come to a conclusion. Carrots, I'm sorry to tell you, the result did not change. It won't be entirely a rest. Even though Peas and Carrots have received a presidential pardon, I have warned them that House Democrats are likely to issue them both subpoenas.
There it is, President Trump yesterday with the parting of the turkey, having a little fun with that, which is needed. By the way, you did hear the other news on Thanksgiving Day as President Trump did go on video camera to many of the different soldiers and different camps and bases around the world, saying Happy Thanksgiving to all of our men and women in uniform, no matter where they may be, that don't get to be with their families on Thanksgiving. So we really appreciate what he does each year for Thanksgiving and saying Thanksgiving and understanding that we need to remember them during these times, including the ones at the border. We need to remember what's going on at the border. Even though that we're kind of in a holiday mode right now, it's happening. Things are going on right now as tensions begin to mount at the border right now. We do have the military there. We're watching. Trump says that he may close the border entirely with the shenanigans that's happening as the protests continue to ensue in Tijuana as many of the asylum seekers, quote unquote, begin to try and cross the border illegally. Here's the headline right now, according to Judge Report: a plan forces asylum seekers to wait in Mexico. Oh no! Oh no! That is absolutely horrible. Absolutely. I can't believe President Trump on a Thanksgiving time trying to be lovey-dovey and be thankful for what we have, that the fact that he would want asylum seekers to have to wait in Mexico while they get processed. Oh, my God. I don't know if we could ever deal with something like that. Now, the group is within 500 feet of crossing the border as of right now, so that's the latest. The tensions are beginning to mount a little bit, and as we try to enjoy the festivities and the holiday right now, that we do still have an immigration issue happening at the border with the asylum seekers wanting to try and cross illegally 500 feet plus away from the border. And Trump says, you know what, we may just shut down the border entirely because, well, if that's what we have to do, then that's what we will do. And it is sad that we have to worry about this as of right now. By the way, inside of the asylum-seeking caravan, quote-unquote, inside terrifying Honduran gangs have been known now to infiltrate the caravan, and they're finding gang members trying to slip across as well. Another reason why Tijuana protesters are out protesting, saying, hey, we don't want you here. You need to go back to where you came from. Those evil racists. Racist! Because remember, the Mexican people are now racist against the Hondurans that are there for asylum seeking. Racist! Protesting them. And then, of course, trying to come across the border illegally. What do you think, Rick?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Did you enjoy the turkey?
Oh, my land sakes. My Lanta, that was good.
There we go.
You know, it's weird because I was around a lot of turkey and a lot of turkeys yesterday. But that is some good. You haven't even tried it yet.
I haven't had it yet. I haven't had a chance yet, so I will be doing that here soon. Yeah.
That is good stuff. All right, so what I'm curious about is on this Black Friday, has anybody called in yet talking about Black Friday, or anybody who is out amongst the Black Friday-ers?
Not yet.
That could give us a heads up. Because here's what I observed on my way to our studios at about 5:10 this morning as I was cruising westbound on Kellogg, and I could look over my right shoulder and see Kohl's, and I could see Best Buy, and I could see all these stores with not a whole lot of traffic going on.
Really? Not a whole lot of traffic happening yet.
I was a little bit shocked. I mean, even Wally World, as I went by, didn't look like it was having a whole lot going on. And I'm just wondering if the internet thing has finally gotten a big enough grip on everything that maybe Black Friday isn't what it once was.
Possibly. Now, here's what I've been able to track, is that in other countries leading up to, obviously, since they're ahead of us in time, South Africa had a bit of a wild Black Friday morning this morning already, as there were customers that broke into stores an hour early, busted down the doors, broke through, ended up having a mob-like mentality, stealing goods and going through the craziness of Black Friday. So
where, though? South Africa?
That was South Africa.
That's kind of like the rule of the day, isn't it?
Well, but on Black Friday especially, it took a little bit, it took it to another extreme. So
I can't even remember the last Black Friday I spent in South Africa.
Well, that is very true, but could that be the precursor to what was going to come at some point today? I don't know. Here's the thing. You're right. The online sales are doing stuff a little bit different, as Amazon now is actually going to be adjusting sale prices today on an hourly basis based on how fast things are moving on and off the shelves based on certain items. So they may be actually changing their prices hourly on their sales, and now some brick-and-mortar stores are going to be trying to do the same thing to compete with Amazon. At the same time, there is a movement now of Amazon workers working at warehouses threatening to walk out and protest today based on inhumane work conditions. Today. which is going to take things to another level.
That's interesting. That is interesting.
As we have other countries that are mass protesting with the Black Friday mosh pit that goes on every year, we have the workers that are protesting actually wanting to work.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay, so like you remember the nuclear arms race, right?
Yes.
Or you remember reading about it?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, there was this thing called the nuclear arms race, Andy. Anyway,
back in my day.
Anyway, it's kind of, it takes me back when you look at what's happened with retail shopping, because it's almost like there's this internet race now going on. You know, it all started with Amazon, and then now you have people competing not to get that walk-through traffic. I mean, yeah, they're still competing for that, but not to the extent you see them competing for the internet traffic. Target, as an example, offering free shipping now on any internet orders. A lot of retailers doing that. Walmart, Dillon's stores, for goodness sakes, now even you can order your groceries online and have them delivered.
Oh, sure.
Talk about that. I mean, it's the whole thing of shopping is just like on the verge of the cusp of this big change. Some of it,
is it convenience or is it laziness?
I don't know. Some of it's going to be, I would imagine to an extent, flash in the pan, but I don't know. It's the millennial generation and those younger that maybe don't have the same need that I do as a consumer to go out and actually see and touch and hold what it is I'm buying rather than trust the internet. Because quite honestly, if I ordered something on the internet that didn't live up to what I thought it was because I didn't look at it.
What do you do about that?
Well, it's going to sour me. It's going to make me not want to risk that again, because the brain damage for me, my time, it's my time. It's your time. It's everybody's time. You know, people think, oh, well, I can save a lot of time by going online, don't have to fight the crowds, blah, 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 blah. But look at the other side of that, of the brain damage you have to go through to try and return something. You know, there's even more time invested. And while I'm on this, I want to say one more thing about my observations.
Yes.
Apple with their iPhone, okay? And Apple is controlling to a degree. I mean, a lot of input goes into Apple, Google, those people on Wall Street. And you see what's happening on Wall Street. With last week, the gains of 2018 for Wall Street were completely erased last week. Anything that was gained on Wall Street was gone, and due in part to tech stocks taking a dive. And which tech stocks lead the way on that? Well, you've got Apple right at the top, Google right at the top. Now, how do you come out? We've watched Apple. Okay, Apple got in a jam here a couple years back because suddenly it was discovered that their iPhone batteries mysteriously died after 2 years, which no coincidence at all that's how long the phone contracts are for people who buy a phone and work it right into their Verizon or whatever plan.
Craziness, right?
And then all of a sudden after 2 years, the batteries die. Well, what happens, Apple? Busted. You came right out and said, oh gosh. Okay, well, we need to look at that.
Was happening, yeah.
Okay, but as you watched Apple and the iPhone, okay, first iPhones came out, they were $200-300, then they were $400, then they were $500 every year, you know, a little bit of a jump. The last one I bought was $600, and I swore I would never pay that much for a phone.
Yes.
Okay. Then gosh, they got the battery thing worked out because it's still working. It's still in my hand, okay? But when you jump from a $600 iPhone to a $1,000 iPhone and then wonder why the hell nobody's buying them. Really? Really, people? I'm sorry. I can't do that kind of an increase. I cannot justify that in my mind.
Sure.
And the majority of Apple's eggs
are in their iPhones.
Are all in one basket called the iPhone. And so that sucker took a nosedive.
Well, here's the beauty of the capitalist free market system, it's going to correct itself, because you're right, there's not very many people that are going to spend that much money. Now, what they do is they say, well, you're going to be able to get on a payment plan, so we just add it to your payment each month, so that way you just pay for it and you're pretty much leasing your phone for a while, or you take a loan out per se and you pay on it each and every month with your phone plan, and they try and get you that way now to get you in debt, to keep you going, and to be able to afford it because it is too expensive. But again, the market's going to offset itself. This dive that we see in the market right now is a correction, and we're going to continue to see it go back up again, but they have to work some things out, realize that the bubble burst, so to speak, that we're not going to continue to get in debt to pay for equipment, and we're not going to pay outrageous amounts of money for technology that we don't necessarily need to do. So it's going to correct itself. We just have to ride through it.
You know, and I've been trying to reconcile with myself of someday this phone is going to die. Okay.
I want a flip phone.
And even in reconciling and long-term thinking of, well, you know, maybe I could set some money aside and so that I have like a Dave Ramsey emergency iPhone fund. No, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not doing baby step iPhone.
You need to have an envelope for your baby step iPhone.
I'm not doing baby step iPhone to be hip, slick, and cool.
Yeah.
You know,
you need to. That's today's times.
I saw a thing on the early CBS morning news. It was yesterday, and they talked about breaking up with your cell phone, breaking up with your cellular device, how to do it, and then the quality of life that comes with that. As an example, not responding to emails every time your phone goes ka-ching.
Sure,
right?
I would do that anyways.
Social media, you know, social media. How many times a day does somebody get sucked into social media? Whether it's Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, you know, and you could tell a happy family at Thanksgiving yesterday is because A, nobody was talking politics, and B, they were all buried nose deep in their cell phones.
You didn't talk politics for Thanksgiving?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
And actually, I'm happy
man?
to report there were no cell phones out at the gathering I was at.
Well, that's a good thing.
They were actually peopling.
Well, that's good. You got to do the peopling thing, but at the same time, why didn't you bring up politics? Hey, how about those crazy guys down at the border there in the caravan? What's up? I mean, come on, you didn't bring that up?
Really, Andy?
Really? Like, why wouldn't you?
That's why you were at home with Mrs. Voice of Reason and your daughter.
And she got an earful.
I'm sure.
She got an earful.
I'm sure.
I do have to ask, we're about ready to take a break, but I do have to ask for our weekly...
I'm in a nightmare hallucination.
It's time to pass it or exit.
Pass it or exit,
as we begin to wrap up our pass it or exit for the week this week, where we create an issue, you vote yay or nay, pass it or exit on the issue. As the elected official, here is the topic of the day. Would you repeal the pardoning of the Thanksgiving turkey bird from the president that happens every single year? Would you repeal this? Because no more do we need to save meat, and no more does PETA and the environmentalists and the anti-meat eaters need to have a day where they pardon a turkey.
The things you come up with.
Here it is. Instead,
so to pardon or not to pardon? This is the question.
This is the question. Instead, I think the president needs to go and pick which turkey they want to eat at the White House dinner that night, as opposed to finding one to pardon.
Why not a public execution, Andy?
I think the president should be defeathering. I think the president should do the defeathering.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know. You know, it's, what was it, Bush that started this whole thing?
George H.W. Bush was the very first one to pardon it. Now, the tradition of actually trying to, we went through the history. 1947, President Harry Truman began the whole thing about the turkey because they were going for meatless Tuesdays and poultryless Thursdays back in the day to not eat meat. People didn't like that very much, but then it led into, by the time George H.W. Bush got into power, to do a very first pardoning of a turkey.
Well,
so the tradition's not that long.
I'm surprised that the whole poultryless Tuesdays thing didn't come out to be a conspiracy by the Kansas Beef Council.
Well, see, that probably would have if it continued, sort of thing. But people didn't like it. So would you pass a resolution to repeal the pardoning of the Thanksgiving turkey?
It's not that important to me. I don't think I would vote.
That's the point today, though. It's a post-Thanksgiving. You guys don't go hard politics all the time. So here it is. Would you pass it to repeal or not repeal?
That's still going hard politics. Picture this, Andy. If you were a turkey out there listening to this conversation,
yes,
would this not be considered hard politics?
Well, sure, and they would be out protesting right outside the building. And then I would be able to use my Second Amendment rights again to be able to exercise those rights to have dinner for an extended period of time.
All right. Well, Andy, honestly, I'm
going to put you down as present.
I'm present.
Yeah, well done.
I'm present.
Well done. Yeah, way to go, Sweden. I don't take a stance.
Oh,
yeah.
no,
yeah.
no, we're not doing this.
Oh, yeah,
now.
I don't take no stance. Yeah, I don't know. We don't know how to turn to turkeys.
I'm still digesting tryptophan. Thank you.
Oh,
From what? From a turkey that didn't get pardoned.
See, there you go.
So I would have to say axe it.
To axe it. So you want to keep the pardon?
No.
Okay.
I want to axe the pardon.
Okay.
I want to axe the turkey.
There you go. There it is.
I want to run it through a Land O'Lakes processing plant.
And I want President Trump to defeather it.
I'm not going to go that far.
Come on.
Dude.
Nick made the great comment of we should probably have Jim Acosta go out and actually shoot the turkey, which would be hilarious to watch.
I'm just looking forward to however long it takes after President Trump is no longer President Trump for all of the people who have opposed him throughout his tenure to look back and say, he was a damn good president.
See, there it is. I love it. We did have, with our random drawing, because of everybody that did call in and leave a comment with us, Deacon, you, my friend, won. And since we didn't get to give it away yesterday, we're giving it away right now. Your free burger and fries, Riverside Cafe, 112 South Main Street.
Wait a minute. You didn't give it away yesterday?
Oh, we were on Thanksgiving here. So 2 locations in Wichita, 1 in Derby, 9125 West Central Avenue, 739 West 13th Street, or 824 North Baltimore in Derby. Congratulations, Deacon. You won the free burger and fries today for our Pass It or Axe It of the week.
I'm in a nightmare hallucination.
It's time to pass
they
it
have all-day
or
breakfast,
axe it.
too.
They do have all-day breakfast, so that way if you, maybe you can get, you know what sounds really good?
A turkey burger.
Turkey with eggs all in a burrito. It's a beautiful thing. Maybe they can do something like that for you.
Have you tasted the Nick
I am
turkey
about
yet?
to do so as soon as we take a break here.
Brother, it's heaven.
It's going to be good stuff. Got to take a break, wrapping up hour number 2. Hour 3, we do have Dr. Jared Horvath coming on the program as a cognitive neuroscientist talking about stress during the holidays.
Oh, I thought maybe he was a turkey therapist after this last
Well,
section.
he may have to be so as well, but I am your political therapist. Maybe I'll be your turkey therapist, Democrats.
The voice of reason with Andy Hoosier.
Market information, Mid-America Egg Network in for Craig Mead. I'm Andy Hoosier on a Friday today after the holiday yesterday. Markets were closed yesterday and just coming back up today. It's going to be a shortened market day today with the markets closing at noon. But Wednesday we had kind of mixed across the board. So we'll see how it kind of goes with a shorter day today as corn ended up at 361 3/4 for December. March corn at 372 3/4 and May was sitting at 380 1/2. Over in the wheat, that was lower on Wednesday a little bit. December wheat ended at 498 3/4. March was at 506 3/4. KC wheat as well for December 469 even, while KC wheat for March was at 493 even. Over in the soybeans, they had a bit of a rough week this week. Soybeans January ended on Wednesday at 883 even, March at 896 3/4, and May at 909 3/4. Soybean meal was at 306.60, 308.70 for January, and March at 310.80. And the soybean oil December at 27.80. January soybean oil for January was 27.99. Livestock had mostly higher on Wednesday except for the lean hogs, but live cattle December ended at 116.40. February 120.75. Feeder cattle for January at 148.62. March 145.17. And April was sitting at 145.37. So not a whole lot of movement this morning yet, and that's where they all ended pretty much on Wednesday. Lean hogs December at 58.27, February at 66.17, and April sat at 71.15. This morning on the regular markets here, crude oil pretty much all in the red right now for your energies. Crude oil January down 3.36 to 51.32. Unleaded gas for December down 8 cents to 1.42. Heating oil down 6 cents to 1.90, and natural gas starting off Friday 7 cents lower to 4.37. Market information, Mid-America Egg Network on a Friday.
Pride Ag Ace Hardware of Mays has everything you need to get ready for the holidays. Pride Ag Ace Hardware of Mays has gift ideas for everyone, A to Z. From the young kiddos to the adults, there's something for everyone at Pride Ag Ace Hardware.
So whether it's a dad, a mom, a son, a daughter, a sister, a brother, a grandfather, well, you get the idea. Pride Ag Ace Hardware of Mays has a gift idea that's perfect to fit anyone's list. Pride Ag Ace Hardware of Mays, where we take pride in serving you. Before we know it, we'll be scraping windshields and working on year-end things. What are you wearing? Life gets away from us sometimes, like the annual eye exam that your insurance company all but pays for. Waring and Fiegel Optometry at 21st and Tyler is a full-scope professional optometry practice. At Waring and Fiegel Optometry, new patients are welcome. Don't let the benefits of your insurance, let alone the benefits of healthy vision, get away from you. Waring and Fiegel Optometry, 21st and Tyler.
Wrapping up hour number 2, we got coming up hour number 3. Looking forward to doing that one. Dr. Jared Horvath going to come on the show, a cognitive neuroscientist. Got stress, don't let it ruin the holidays. Talking about stress and the holidays coming up for hour number 3. Plus your phone calls as well. It is an open line to you. We got lots more to get to, talking about the holidays, talking about some of the issues going on right now just to be aware of. So that way, as you go into the weekend, you can kind of keep in mind what's happening, because they always love to slide things through when you're not paying attention, when you're not knowing of it. And we cannot allow that any longer. 316-721-8255. Plus, I don't know if you heard in the first hour or not, but we played one of our satire songs. It's been a while since we've done one of those. We'll do that coming up wrapping up the program at 8:30 as well. And I don't know if you heard or not the interview on Wednesday with U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. We were really excited to have him on the program. He came on, chatted a little bit about what's going on, just a few minutes. We'll replay that interview on Monday, so stay tuned in for that. I am looking forward to replaying that in case you didn't hear it, as we're back at it, ready to go after the holidays for a brand new week. We'll do that again on Monday. This is your show. As usual, it's time to speak up, speak out, speak loud, speak proud, speak the truth, and always speak some reason. Lots more coming up. Hour number 3. Stay here.
This is a Steckline Communications station, K273CX, FM 102.5, and AM 1480 KQAM, Wichita Proud. It's time for your latest news from the KQAM News Center. Brought to you by MJ's Truck Repair of Mound Ridge, Kansas. Sales and service of the big rigs and trailers, plus ag diesel equipment repair on and off the farm.
Good Friday morning. Wichita police say a woman who was found in the Arkansas River Wednesday afternoon was the result of an attempted suicide. Emergency crews responded to a submersion call near Douglas and Seneca around 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon after bicyclists found the body floating in the river. The Wichita Fire Department, upon arrival, pulled the 63-year-old woman from the water, and she was taken to the hospital in serious condition. Police say the female has had several suicide attempts in the past and jumped into the river on her own. Wichita police say a 31-year-old woman was injured while holding on to the door of a stolen pickup truck in Wichita. Police say the pickup was stolen on Wednesday morning, and the woman and a 30-year-old male with her apparently learned later that the pickup truck was seen at the Lost Sock laundromat. When the pair got to the laundromat, the pickup truck was still there, and an argument soon broke out between them and a person sitting behind the wheel. Police say the man fired his gun several times as the person in the truck tried to drive away. The woman then grabbed onto the driver's side door but let go when one of her legs struck a street sign, causing an injury. No arrests have been reported. It's unclear whether the driver was struck by any of the bullets. Police haven't released the names of those involved. After 16 years of operation serving up meals to some of the city's most in need of a meal, the Lord's Diner has a lot to be thankful for after this Thanksgiving. Volunteers yesterday served up the 5 millionth meal, and it just happened to be on Thanksgiving Day. Cake TV meteorologist Frank Waugh says one more warm day tomorrow.
64 tomorrow, 36 on Sunday. It's Saturday night into Sunday. We see a chance of rain, changing over to a rain-snow mix. I really don't think we see major impacts travel-wise on Sunday, but it's something we're going to watch closely as a lot of folks are going to be on the road mid to upper 40s Monday through Thursday of next week.
So the weather holds for tomorrow for you to enjoy supporting local businesses through Small Business Saturday. I'm Rick Everett. Now sports.
The Wichita State Shocker basketball team got a little bit of news yesterday. They didn't want to hear from the NCAA as Teddy Allen's eligibility for this season was denied. Teddy Allen transferred from West Virginia so he could improve the quality of his mental health, being closer to his support system in Boys Town, Nebraska. Yesterday, the NCAA said that he is not going to be eligible to play this year for the Shockers. The Shockers do have the right to appeal the decision, and they have indicated its plans to do so. The Kansas basketball team will take on a top 5 team again tonight. KU will face number 5 Tennessee in the NIT tip-off tournament. From the sports desk, I'm Doug Downs.
Every day starts better with a good breakfast. It's a fact. Here's another fact. Spears Restaurant and Pie Shop at Maple and Tracy by Town West Mall has, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 2 p.m., a chalkboard special that'll knock your socks off. Not only is this a full meal breakfast deal Monday through Friday at Spears, but it includes coffee. Here's one example. 2 eggs, bacon, 2 pancakes, and golden hash browns, only $5.95. A different special every Monday through Friday, and they're all only $5.95, including coffee. The Spears Chalkboard Special, Monday through Friday at Spears Restaurant and Pie Shop.
Celebrate the season with great deals on the world's best-selling off-road lineup during the Polaris Holiday Sales Event. Get low financing and rebates up to $2,000 on hardworking Rangers, unstoppable sportsmen, versatile Generals, and high-performance racers. See Wichita Tractor today or go online to wichitatractor.com. Offers valid in U.S. through 12/31 of 18, subject to credit approval. Rebates and financing vary by model and GRC dealer for details. Always wear a helmet and never drink and ride.
There is nothing else that could be given this season that a person will see every day and keep you in their heart's eye. A gift worthy of passing down to the next generation. Find the gift of time at Scott Child's Old Time Clock Shop. Whether it's a majestic grandfather clock, a wall clock, or a traditional mantelpiece. Scott Child's Old Time Clock Shop, 1946 West 13th Street, in GC Corner, in the heart of Riverside.
The latest news from the Big Talker, KQAM.
A Thanksgiving night shooting at Alabama's largest enclosed mall left a 21-year-old gunman dead and 2 people, a 12-year-old girl and an 18-year-old male, injured. Terrified shoppers ran for safety at the River Chase Galleria in the Birmingham suburb of Hoover as police officers shot and killed the gunman. Correspondent Diane Gallagher is there for us, checking on the injured. Berlin prosecutors.
That 12-year-old girl is now in stable condition after making it through surgery. The 18-year-old who was shot twice is still in serious condition at UAB Hospital.
Berlin prosecutors say they've charged a 95-year-old man with more than 36,000 counts of being an accessory to murder. The allegations say he served as a guard in the Nazis' Mauthausen concentration camp, which is in present-day Austria. Wall Street rings the opening bell an hour from now on a shortened trading day, with stock futures not showing much relief from the week's earlier losses. Pre-market trading shows mild losses across the boards. I'm Michael Toscano.
Your local weather on KQAM. Brought to you by Hatman Jacks. Amazing headwear for women and men. At the Clock Tower in Delano, Hatman Jacks.
Here's your latest forecast on the Big Talker, KQAM. For this morning, cloudy but clearing, a high near 61, winds gusting up to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, clear and 37. Tomorrow, sunny and 62, winds gusting up to 20 miles an hour. I'm Amp Harrell, and that's your latest forecast on Wichita's big station, the Big Talker, AM 1480 and 102.5 FM, KQAM.
At 8:06, it's currently 50 degrees.
Broadcasting from the Rusty Eck Ford Studios, this is the Big Talker, 1480 AM and 102.5 FM, KQAM. It's time for Reason.
Now we can move forward and we can do something really fantastic here. If we can light the fire under our legislature, if we can get Republicans on board to do the right thing, to not play wishy-washy politics, to not coddle to the education special interests, maybe we can get our budget under control. We're now prepared to understand that everything we do, we have to do with a supermajority to override her veto, because she's going to veto just about everything that the legislature does.
This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
Then I'll get on my knees and pray. We don't get fooled again.
talking about. Welcome into the Voice of Reason, hour number 3. The Voice of Reason broadcasting live out of the heart of the nation here in Wichita, Kansas on the Big Talker, 1480 on the AM side, 102.5 on the FM side, KQAM. We are simulcasting on YouTube as well, youtube.com. Go to YouTube, find KQAM Radio, subscribe to the page. We have about, a few people are doing that as we've just started this over the last few weeks, and it's kicking off relatively well. I think a lot of people jumping on there. Good morning. Welcome aboard. Appreciate you hanging out with us today on a Friday. Yes, let's make it a free-for-all Friday. As you know, today is the day where it's open lines to you to talk about whatever you want to, recap your Thanksgiving, talk about the parade, do some politicking. I don't care. What's on your mind today? Let's do it. 316-721-8255, 316-721-TALK. If you want to join into the program, I'd love to hear from you. You can also leave a comment on the YouTube feed as well. TV up, not running today, but we will get back on TV hopefully soon. But if you want to watch the video, you can do that on YouTube. This portion of the Voice of Reason brought to you by Lamar's Donuts and Coffee Shop. Be a rock star today on your way to work, or maybe after the whole tryptophan wears off, or if you're doing the Black Friday shopping, whatever it may be. Be a star today. Go pick up a dozen donuts from Lamar's Donuts. It's a great way to start each and every morning. They have 3 locations in town, one just south of Rock and K96, one at Tyler and Mays, the other on Harry on the east side of Hillside. Try them. You'll definitely like them. Lamar's Donuts and Coffee Shop, also online at lamars.com. Go in, check them out. I am excited. As you know, the holidays are here. Thanksgiving was yesterday, which hopefully you had a wonderful, amazing Thanksgiving. Got to enjoy the family. Got to remember what Thanksgiving's actually all about, the purpose of the reason for the season and the holiday. Now we're getting into Christmas time. We're in the trifecta of the 3 holidays, and sometimes, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, it can be kind of stressful. Whether it's because of maybe some bad memories from the holidays, maybe it's because just you have a lot going on to put up the tree and do the Christmas shopping and worry about the finances and worry about the dinner and make sure you're not forgetting anything and make sure you're happy with the family. There's a lot to go on. So how do you make it stress-free? How do you make the holidays the best part of the year and actually enjoy them as they're intended to be, not to make them more stressful for you and the entire family? To talk about that and more, I'm really excited to have on the phone. He is a cognitive neuroscientist. His latest article, Got Stress? Don't Let It Ruin the Holidays, with Dr. Jared Horvath on the phone with us here. Doctor, how are you, my friend?
Good. How you doing?
Hey, doing great. I really appreciate you coming on the show with us today. By the way, happy Thanksgiving to you and the family. And it's a crazy time of year.
This is when things get fun. See, I live in Australia now, so they don't have Thanksgiving down under. So I managed to avoid this one, but we got Christmas coming up, so that's the big one to worry about.
That is the big one coming up. You're right. I guess Thanksgiving is kind of the U.S. holiday, but did they do anything down there for the Black Friday stuff and for maybe a little bit of a seasonal prepping of Christmas down there?
You know, we're close. We got the big, so kind of the Kentucky Derby, our version of that down in Australia. That just happened last week. So that's kind of our Thanksgiving. Everyone gets the day off from work to watch the horses. It's great.
Kind of the big kickoff for the holiday. I like that. That's a good way to do that as a horse race. I can get down with that. Very good.
They do it right. They give you the day off of work. Everyone gets a holiday, so you love it or hate it, you're watching it.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the way to do that right there. I love it. Well, now that the holidays are here, and it really starts off with Halloween, which I get excited about. Many people do with, the carving the pumpkins, doing the trick-or-treating, decorating the house. It gets very stressful at times. I mean, we decorate our house, but then it's the quick, let's get rid of all the scary, spooky stuff on the front of the house and now put up Christmas stuff. And it gets overwhelming at times, doesn't it?
It's the never-ending cycle. I mean, it's time, it's money, it's effort, it's a bunch of social engagements you got to do, work stuff. This, for as much of a holiday as this is supposed to be, it seems to be like we need a holiday from this holiday when it's all said and done. It can be a crazy time.
That is very true. What is one of the most stressful that you've heard of from patients, from individuals, or maybe from surveys that you've seen? What is one of the most stressful parts? Is it bad memories? Is it the craziness of the time? Is it the decorating and the gifts? Is it the finances? Or is it just a combination of all of it together?
Well, I think a lot of people talk about the finances, the time, but the big one that comes through is love it or hate it, it's the family stuff. As much as we love to be with our family and love them as people, the holidays just seem to cram it down our throats so much that a lot of people start to get nervous. I mean, so you've got the easy stuff. You've got things like in-laws, which can always be a little tricky. But beyond that, you've just got so many different engagements that the social aspects seem to drive a lot of stress in a lot of people, having to do the work stuff, having to do the friend stuff, having to do the family stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where I find a lot of the work I do revolves around the relationship angle of things.
Sure. Well, what can we do to relieve some of that stress to make it a little more enjoyable for both maybe the new couple and the in-laws as that's still trying to get worked out, and you're trying to work with all the family coming in. You got 20 people in your house to where maybe you don't see them but just on Christmas and Thanksgiving sort of thing. How do you make that a little less stressful?
You can't avoid it. So here's the stress is really interesting. So we've got kind of two flavors here. So you've got emotions, which are physical sensations in the body. So when you get a beating heart, when you get the tingling skin, those are what we call emotions. Feelings are then the mental interpretation of those emotions. So you feel your body's doing something, the feeling is then what you choose to assign to that. So it turns out stress is actually a feeling. It's a mental interpretation of a bodily response. So once we recognize that, we actually have two different ways to attack it. So one, you can attack it straight through the body. If we know that the chemicals, the sensations are triggering our interpretation, then we got to change those chemicals. So this is where a lot of things like maintaining exercise, not going crazy on the alcohol, dieting, making sure your sleep patterns stay normal. The more you can kind of just target the body and make sure that that feels okay, the less likely you're going to be to interpret something as stressful. But just in case something goes down the pipe and you do interpret it as stress, so you start getting the racing heart, and instead of thinking, oh, this is excitement, you think, oh, this is stress. All we need to do then is we need to start targeting the mental aspect. So how are you framing the event? How are you framing the moment? If the beating heart is starting, what are you assigning that to? So you've kind of got the physical aspect where it's let's do some things to work on the body. Then you've got this mental aspect. Let's do some things to work on the brain. It's a little harder for the mental stuff, but it works just as well in the long run.
Well, you already shot my theory, because usually what it goes to is, oh, the family's coming over. I need an extra bottle of scotch. And, and apparently that's not the way to handle things.
It's good to get you through it, but my goodness, in the long run, that doesn't change a thing. I mean, I guess you always do have that option of, if you know something is going to be stressful and you can foresee it coming, then you can choose to avoid it. I mean, there are just some gatherings where you just say, you know what, this has been bad for the last 10 years. I'm gonna drop it this time. I'm just not gonna do it.
Sure.
So that's always an option on the table. But I'd say the mental stuff, this is where kind of, and I'm sure your listeners have heard of these things like meditation and mindfulness, that whole tuning into your thinking about the moment. If you can hear your thoughts about a certain event, about a certain moment, then you can start to manipulate and change those thoughts and kill stress. And that's a lot easier to do when the bottle of scotch stays on the shelf. I know it's easier said than done, but if you really want to control it mentally, you've got to be there. You've got to be present to actually be doing the thinking yourself.
Sure. Very true. We're talking with Dr. Jared Horvath, talking about the stress during the holidays. Outside of the holidays, is a kind of a yearly thing, is you track some of this and you have patients coming in saying that they're stressed or they need maybe some stress relief or they're having issues like this. Is it really the holidays, the end of the year, where you really see a spike in that, or do you see other spikes throughout the year as well? When's the big time when people come to you and say, hey, I need some help, I can't deal with some of this stuff?
This is it. Take tax season out of the equation, and this is it. It's crazy. You get about 70% of people would take normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill stuff. You get maybe 30 to 40% of people suffering from what we'd call extreme stress. Holiday time, over this kind of 6-week period, you get that jumps up to 70 to 75%. I mean, it's just everyone seems to kind of feel the crunch here. Sure. And it's almost as if that story is now being told. I mean, look, we're talking about it now. It's almost as if we expect stress to kind of kick off around the holidays. So the more we can recognize that, it's happening, this is a normal thing, and then say, cool, what preventative measures can I take to make this happen?
Sure.
And what's interesting, too, is when you get these kind of longer stress, so momentary stresses are fine. If you have a nervous moment where, I broke a glass, or somebody's having a fight around the dinner table, whatever,
right.
Those are fine. Those things will never really harm anyone. it's this prolonged stress when you have 6 full weeks of stress.
Sure.
When it starts in October and it doesn't stop till January. And what you see is when you have these prolonged stress moments is people, their memory starts to suffer. So if you think back to some of your holidays and you remember, that wasn't a good year, but I don't remember too many events from it, that's a sign that you're under prolonged stress when memory starts to tank. And also we start to lose our rational ability. So if you've ever been described as kind of out of control or irrational or just crazy over the holidays, that's due to a stress response. So chances are you're interpreting those things as stressful. So if you kind of see those patterns in your life, then you know, okay, this is going to be a tricky 6 weeks. What can I do differently this year to kind of tackle it differently?
Sure.
You want different results? We got to do different thinking.
Got to do different things for sure. And I'm glad you kind of mentioned on it a little bit. Is there a difference between good stress and bad stress? Maybe, the stress of, you know what, I know the season, the holidays coming up, I got more stuff to do. I probably shouldn't wait to do the projects that I've been putting off anyways. That's going to light the fire under me to get things done so I'm not cramming at the end of the day. Or, is all stress bad? We need to try and find ways to try to avoid some of that. As you mentioned, we can't avoid all stress, but is there good stress compared to some bad stress?
Oh, absolutely. You made a great example. Is sometimes stress propels us to work, to have effort. So there's definitely good stress and bad stress. And I kind of like to tackle it kind of evolutionarily, which it sounds weird, but it kind of puts it into perspective, is most stress is supposed to be short and sweet. And when it happens, it's supposed to signal something important. So, I don't know, maybe we're just hanging out and then a lion appears and we got to run away. In those short stress moments, the stress is what allows us to kind of move quickly, think deeply, and we form deep memories about those stressful moments. Because if there's ever a lion in the future, we want to remember what happened last time so we can avoid it. Prolonged stress doesn't really happen all that much naturally, and when it does, it's for something totally bad. So thinking of an animal, if you're stuck in a bear trap for a week, that's 1 full week of stress. You don't want to remember that. You don't want to have a system that says, remember every second of these 7 days. So prolonged stress actually shuts down a lot of the brain systems and makes it so you can forget these things. So stress in the short term, these small pointed moments that are meant to help us learn about the world around us, brilliant. It's just when it becomes prolonged that the system kind of turns on itself, memory tanks and things get really bad. So if you're stressed before a big talk, good, use it. If you're stressed before a test, use it. If it's for 6 weeks over the holidays, time to do something else.
That is very true. Have you seen generational differences in stress as well between maybe, I'm part of the millennial generation, a little bit younger, but have you noticed maybe my generation compared to some of the older generations and how the handling of stress? I always poke fun a little bit at my generation of the safe spaces and the fact that, the words trigger people and make them very uncomfortable at times. And I have some fun with that because I think that's a little absurd and ridiculous, needing the safe space sort of thing. But is there the handling of stress a little bit differently generational, and have you been able to see some of that?
No, what's tricky is the stress seems to be the same. The stress response at least is the same, but there seems to be a lot more kind of stoic behavior in the older generations, almost as if they just deal with it. They just, and maybe that's going back to the booze, but they just kind of shut their mouths, put their heads down, and go.
And just
they don't really complain, but they're feeling it. They just don't talk about it.
Sure.
It seems like the younger generations just have almost more language around it, where they feel freer or safer to say something about it. And now the causes then change too, because you'll never see an 80-year-old stressed about not getting enough likes on Facebook. So definitely the social media and stuff in the younger generations is a whole new realm of stress.
Sure.
But again, it's the response is the same across the board. It's just how do you choose to deal with it and talk about it. And I think we have a better chance of the younger generation saying, okay, this is a problem for me. I'd like to try and address it, which is a good thing. It's just a bad thing when it comes from the computer as opposed to something else.
That is very true. That is very true. Dr. Jared Horvath, the last question before we let you go. I really appreciate the time. But now that we're in the holiday season, and let's say that someone didn't prepare themselves and they get hit with it, bam, it's a ton of bricks right after the holidays or during the holidays. They realize they're in that stressful moment. You've talked about the exercise. You've talked about the mental thing to try and do to relieve yourself of that. But again, give some people some tips of if they realize they're in the middle of it and they didn't prep for it the best way they possibly could have, what's a way to de-stress themselves right in the middle of that situation?
De-stress in the middle of the situation, you have to, and you can't target the mind because it's going to take too long. You have to target the body. So the best thing you can do is go find a spot, because it's embarrassing to do in front of somebody else, but I call it the squat. Just go find a wall, squat down, do a deep squat leaning against the wall, and what you want to do is you want to try and burn out one of your muscles. So make sure the squat is hurting, say, like your quads, and just sit in that for about 90 seconds to 2 minutes till your muscle is really burning. Once the muscle's burning, what that's going to do is it's going to burn off all those stress chemicals going through your body, and you're going to be able to reinterpret those physical sensations as exhaustion. So it sucks. So again, that's why if you just squat in the middle of the dinner table, probably people are going to look at you weird, and it's going to feel. But if you can go somewhere else and do that, then you can reframe that stress and come back out a little better. So if it's hitting you, get out of the way, get into a different spot, burn out a muscle, and you'll feel a little bit better coming back in.
I love it. That's a great tip. I love it. Dr. Jared Horvath, go check him out. The latest article, Got Stress, Don't Let It Ruin the Holidays. Doctor, we really appreciate the time. Great information. Happy holidays to you, my friend. We got to get you back on the show again sometime soon.
I would love to talk again. You have a good Christmas coming up.
Hey, appreciate it as well. Merry Christmas to you. Got to take a break. 23 minutes past the hour. Open lines to you when we come back, wrapping up the program right here on The Voice of Reason.
The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier on the Big Talker, KQAM.
What brings back memories of Christmas past or builds new ones for holidays to come? More than the beauty of a farm-fresh Christmas tree gracing your home? Or could be more welcoming than a live wreath greeting your holiday guests? What could be more beautiful? Winning a free one, of course. Listen to The Voice of Reason on KQAM mornings from 6 to 9 for your chance to win an incredible tree or wreath fresh from 4C Christmas Tree Farms. And get ready to enjoy the majesty of a great Christmas tradition with warmest holiday wishes from Kennedy Tire and Auto Care Center and KQAM.
It's on, the 2018 shopping season, and I have 3 ways to save you big money. Kim Commando with your Friday Consumer Tech Update. Get extended interviews on hot tech topics with the free Commando podcast, available on Apple and Google Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Let's start with number 1, online promo or coupon codes. Add the Honey extension to your browser and let Honey automatically apply the best coupon codes. And with so many flash sales running now, it can be hard to know if you're really getting a good price. This is where number 2, Camel comes in. It shows a history of prices so you know if the sale price is really a good price. And number 3, there are services that will give you bucks back, and Ebates is a great one to use. Oh, one more thing. 'Tis the season for cyber criminals to try to take advantage of you, so be sure to keep your guard up for the holidays. I'm Kim Commando. Dell's Black Friday sale for small business is on. Save up to 50% with massive deals on office essentials like computers with 8th Gen Intel Core processors and the latest servers. Plus, get free shipping on everything. Quantities are limited. Dell Small Business Technology Advisors can help you find the right tech for your business needs at Black Friday prices. Just call 877-BUY-DELL or visit Dell.com/SB Black Friday.
Let's face it, natural disasters and sudden emergencies happen all the time. Without warning, every family needs to be prepared. That's why Kim recommends the Commando Kit, a complete 5-day supply for one person of emergency food and gear that includes sources for power, light, and water. It's only available at BePrepared.com/Kim, so don't wait. Order today at BePrepared.com/Kim and receive an exclusive offer and tech gift. That's BePrepared.com/Kim.
Make tracks to the Tulsa Farm Show December 6th through 8th at the River Spirit Expo. View all the latest farm equipment and services from more than 370 exhibitors, along with cattle equipment demos and the Livestock Handling Skills Scholarship Finals. Don't miss daily horse training seminars by Craig Cameron and test drive and enter to win a new Spartan mower. Be sure to participate in the live auction to support scholarships for Oklahoma students. Show hours 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., 4 p.m. Saturday. Admission and parking are free. Visit TulsaFarmShow.com for details.
The Miller Minute with Dennis Miller.
Want to talk about Thanksgiving? Well, we had another one, and it was a little tense.
but that's the times we live in. And I don't mean tense at the table. I think if you're talking politics over Thanksgiving with your loved ones, you have completely missed the point. Politics are a triviality. They're a Jell-O mold gone bad. They should not be at the table. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the scares that we get now from the news and the internet. God forbid you taste a piece of lettuce. I don't quite know what's going to happen there. And then again, it comes to the turkey and the times we live in. Can I tell you, this is the first year that I've asked the wife not to use stuffing with the turkey because I don't want to be accused of fat shaming down the road. And, well, we've got Christmas to look forward to. And that's the minute. I'm Dennis Miller. If you or a loved one struggles with leg or foot cramps, you've got to try TheraWorks Relief. This non-greasy foam is proven to relieve muscle cramps fast. And with daily use, TheraWorks Relief can even prevent muscle cramps. So you can get a full night's sleep or do activities you love without worry. TheraWorks Relief only takes minutes to apply, absorbs quickly, and it works. TheraWorks Relief is my choice for preventing and relieving muscle cramps. Get TheraWorks Relief today in the pain relief aisle at Walmart, CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, or at TheraWorksRelief.com.
If you have hard water, the Lime Scale not only leaves white spots, it clogs pipes and breaks down appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars in energy and wear. Eliminate Lime Scale and other water issues like brown staining, bad odors, and lead with HydroCare water products available from Wave Home Solutions. Wave's affordable systems don't use salts or chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and looks. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, go to goodclearwater.com. That's goodclearwater.com.
I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus.
29 minutes past the hour. Thanks again to Dr. Jared Horvath coming on the program talking about stress in the holidays. Cognitive neuroscientist. You know what I heard from that when it came to the whole millennial thing and the safe spaces and him saying that they're more vocal about their stress as opposed to the older generation just dealing with it, putting their head down to the grindstone and just doing their thing. That would make you an adult versus a whiner and complainer. That's the way I see that. If you're vocal about your stress, everybody's got stress. Shut up and go do your thing. Or I'm just being insensitive. One or the other, not quite sure. Bottom of the hour news coming up. We got open lines to you when we come back. We'll play our satire song. We'll give away a Christmas wreath hat tip to 4C Christmas Tree Farms. And a lot more information coming up right here on The Voice of Reason. Stay tuned.
Here's the latest from the KQAM News Center.
The River Chase Galleria Mall in the Birmingham, Alabama suburb of Hoover has reopened this morning after a shooting last night that left one man dead and two people wounded.
I heard one and then bang, bang, and then right after that, people started screaming and going crazy to just get away from it, and then cops ran by us with their guns drawn.
Two young men argued. One shot the other twice, and a police officer who was at the mall shot and killed the 21-year-old gunman. The wildfire that's caused so much destruction in Northern California the past 2 weeks is now 95% contained. The fast-moving fire killed at least 84 people, hundreds of people still unaccounted for. Near record cold in cities across the Northeast today, and winter will continue to hit hard this weekend in the East. President Trump is tweeting this morning, calling for bipartisan action, he says, on border security and criminal justice reform. I'm Christopher Cruz.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please call this toll-free number right now, 800-390-9528. That's 800-390-9528. By calling your addiction team, you're taking the first steps to recovery. The help you need could be one call away. 800-390-9528. Make the free call now. 800-390-9528. Your addiction team is a third-party advertiser for various treatment centers and placement networks. Individual results will vary. Visit youraddictionteam.com/terms for more information.
Right now at the Home Depot, get up to 40% off appliance special buys, plus up to $500 in instant savings, like a GE Appliances high-efficiency top-load washer and electric dryer, Black Friday priced just $428 each. This is how to clean up for the holidays with Black Friday savings on appliances. Now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only while supplies last. Gas Dry Extra instant savings require a minimum purchase of 2 select appliances to qualify. See store for details. Valid through November 29th.
Kansas Mid-American Network News. Authorities say a woman was injured while holding on to the door of a stolen pickup truck in Wichita. Police say the woman was with a male on Wednesday after she learned that her pickup truck was seen at a laundromat. The truck was there when the two arrived, and an argument soon broke out between them and a person behind the wheel. Police say the man fired his gun several times as the person in the truck tried to drive away. The woman grabbed onto the door but let go when one of her legs struck a street sign, causing injury. A Central Kansas man has been imprisoned for downloading child pornography from the internet. Federal prosecutors say 31-year-old Shane Ragsdale of Hutchinson was given 90 months in prison at his sentencing hearing on Tuesday in U.S. District Court at Wichita. And tomorrow marks the opportunity for you to support your local community through Small Business Saturday. The event began back in 2010. Mid-American Network News.
Hi, this is Steve Anthemides with Athena Jewelry. My dad opened the doors of our family jewelry business almost 50 years ago, and today we are the longest standing independent jewelry store in Wichita. People tell us we treat them like family, and in addition to a massive inventory, we take a lot of pride in creating unique, one-of-a-kind pieces, as well as same-day sizing and repair in most cases. So take this as my personal invitation to come see us, Athena Jewelry, 219 East Douglas in Wichita.
Oh, Christmas tree, it's getting cold and chilly. Oh, Christmas tree, it's time to go see Willie. He has trees both short and tall, so come on out and see them all. Oh, Christmas tree, it's time to go see Willie.
Experience a family tradition of choosing and cutting a Christmas tree direct from the farm. 4C Christmas Tree Farm has a large selection of live Scotch and Austrian pine trees, fresh green wreath ribbons, and bows. 4C Christmas Tree Farm is located at 11501 East Creed Street, just 5/8 of a mile south of Pawnee on Greenwich Road and 1/4 of a mile east on Creed. They're open the Friday after Thanksgiving and all Saturdays 9 till dark and Sundays noon till dark, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays 2 till dark, or give Willie a call at 684-0464. Experience the tradition. 4C Christmas Tree Farm.
Oh, Christmas tree, it's time to go see Willie.
Here's your latest forecast on the Big Talker, KQAM. For this morning, cloudy but clearing, a high near 61, winds gusting up to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, clear and 37. Tomorrow, sunny and 62, winds gusting up to 20 miles an hour. I'm Amp Harrell, and that's your latest forecast on Wichita's big station, the Big Talker, AM 1480 and 102.5 FM, KQAM.
At 8:35, it's currently 50 degrees.
QAM, brought to you by Riverside Cafe, home of the 3-pound burger and hand-cut fries, plus breakfast all day long. 2 Wichita locations and 824 North Baltimore in Derby. Riverside Cafe.
Hey, jingity-jing, it's Dominic the donkey, jingity-jing.
Spreading the love on a daily basis.
And I will always love you.
This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier.
You know, I never thought about it, but you could probably make the most 2 annoying songs at the same time, play at the same time, and it's beautiful. I will say this is by far the best Christmas song of all time. Crank it, baby, come on.
Hey, jingity-jing, it's Dominic the donkey, jingity-jing, the Italian Christmas donkey, la, 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 la.
I gotta say, it is by far best Christmas song of all time. Welcome. And some people are saying, oh my God, Andy, turn it off, turn it off. Welcome back in. 316-721-8255, 316-721-TALK if you want to join in. It is open lines to you for our Open Line Friday here, free for all Friday. Whatever's on your mind, you're more than welcome to chime in about as we wrap up Thanksgiving, which happy Thanksgiving to you. If you are just getting up, getting moving today after the tryptophan beginning to wear off, maybe you don't have to work. Hopefully, you don't have to work today. There is, according to studyfinds.org, the average American during the holiday season adds 6 pounds to themselves during eating holiday food. According to the survey of 2,000 adults, which was commissioned by Herbalife and Nutrition, 45% of respondents plan on holding off from the plans to eat healthier or lose weight until 2019. If you remember, everybody, their New Year's resolution is always about, hey, I'm going to lose weight, because, in fact, the average American will put on 6 pounds from chowing down holiday food. Conversely, the study found that just 12% will get past the holidays avoiding weight gain. Only 12% of Americans will not gain weight during the holidays, with the average American adding 6 pounds to themselves during the holiday festivities. That is a very scary stat, yet still enjoyable all at the same time for some odd, crazy reason. With so many choices at the table, it's no wonder that 44% of the respondents admit to eating more than one Thanksgiving dinner in the same day, with 3 in 1 indulging themselves so much they feel sick to their stomachs at the same time. Do you go to that extent? Do you go that far? Here's the other part, too. When it comes to we talk about the technology for, during the holidays and the things to get, the different gadgets to get for the holidays, what to get your loved ones and friend ones if you like to go for the new technology, the new age stuff. There is some new technology where there's a chest-mounted robot with a feeding arm that puts food in your mouth when you're too full to move and eat yourself. Yes. There is and they show a picture of this. This is one of the new gadgets that they're making this year, where it's a robot arm. It's like a chest thing that you strap to yourself. It's a robot arm to where when you are too full or too lazy to put the food in your mouth by yourself, there is now a robot arm that will continue to put food in your mouth when you're too full to eat. And we wonder why the latest study shows that we gain an average of 6 pounds during the holidays. 316-721-8255. Not much of a shocker? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Let's go to the phones and get your thoughts on this. Line number 1. Good morning. Who's this?
Hi, Andy. This is Helen.
Good morning, Helen. How are you?
I'm doing just great. I hope you had a really fun Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. I think I need one of those robot arms to keep feeding myself. What do you think?
Or your mommy.
Yeah, well, that too. I mean, come on. I can just have, my wife or my mom or someone just keep feeding me too. I mean, I guess that would work just as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, were you saying that it was George Herbert Walker Bush that started the pardoning of the turkey?
Yes, he was the very first one, according to the records, to actually officially pardon a turkey. Now, the tradition of being aware of trying to save some turkey and not eat nearly as much turkey, that tradition began in 1947 during Harry Truman. But for the first official pardoning of the turkey, George H.W. Bush was the first president to do so.
Well, isn't he the one that's got that real creepy YouTube video that says, that we will have a new world order, that like globalism, and we will succeed? Have you ever seen that?
I have seen. I forgot all about that. I have seen that a really long time ago. He was obviously. I mean, George H.W. Bush was very much a very mainstream establishment, moderate Republican that came after. You're right. Very much progressive. Very much against Ronald Reagan. Even as the running mate from Ronald Reagan, he's the one that came out and said that Ronald Reagan conservative economics of lower taxes and less regulation was also called voodoo economics. So he was the one that really went after Ronald Reagan for his economics in that sense. So I guess that would make sense. We're now contributing to the whole pardoning of the turkey from a moderate establishment globalist type of president who hated conservative Ronald Reagan, and we're continuing on that tradition. I think, again, that we need to stop that tradition.
I think Donald Trump needs to start his own tradition and say that we're going to take these turkeys and donate them to our military veterans who, when they served in our military over in other nations, other countries and stuff, fighting, to protect and keep our nation safe. Just think of how many Thanksgivings they missed out on.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I think he should start the tradition of the first president to actually shoot the turkey that they're going to eat for the White House. What do you think?
Well, would he be the really first one? Wasn't that true?
Well, that is true. I'm sure that Teddy Roosevelt probably did that as well. But here's how we do it. We do it now with the NRA supplying the firearm to President Donald Trump, and we make a big deal out of it. And then they shoot the turkey, and then they die. See, I think we should start a good tradition here.
Well, I think there needs to be a better tradition than waste. Those turkeys are going to just die of old age.
That's what I'm saying.
So why not just go ahead and just let the veteran have a turkey. To provide that turkey for
There
them.
you go. I like that idea. I like it. Helen, I appreciate it. Did you have a great Thanksgiving?
Oh, wonderful. In
Good.
spite of all the issues, wonderful.
Very good. In spite of all the issues, there are a lot of issues in the world, but I'm glad you were able to enjoy them. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Appreciate it very much. So you're absolutely right. I mean, that's a great way to do it, to say this turkey's going to go over to this base, and we're going to do it that way. Because you're right. You pardon the turkey, what do? They sit in a field, or they sit in a little cage, and they say, hey, them there's the presidential pardon turkeys from the last 6 years. Okay. What do you do with them? Well, they're going to die. Okay. Great. Let's eat them. Let's eat them, baby. Round them all up. I would love to have a specially tasted pardoned turkey for Thanksgiving just a little bit later. 316-721-8255. I know, I'm cruel, I'm mean, and Peter probably hates my guts right now. I don't care. That's the big point. I really don't care. Shocker here. There is a satire song that we played in the first hour that we've gotten. Now, this is a couple years old from the beginning of the President Trump administration. It is the Christmas season now, so I think it's appropriate to play. We'll play this again on on Christmas Eve as we do our special holiday episode of the show. But as we go into the holidays now, it is officially okay to play the Christmas music. So I think we need to kick off Black Friday as such, right here on The Voice of Reason.
Help me, Donald. Get us back. Get us back. I don't care what happens to Hillary. Get America back to honoring family again. Help us, Donald, please. Please. Make America great again. Make America great again. Make America great again. Please, God, help Donald Trump make America great again.
Let's celebrate. Come on.
It's the most wonderful time in 8 years. Yet some kids are protesting while Trump fans investing their time with good cheer. Sing, it's the most wonderful time in 8 years. It's the happiest voting season of all. With each staff member, Trump picks Democrats up to their old tricks, just trashing them all. But it's the happiest election season of all. There'll be one party hosting, all three branches toasting, but how low now will the press go? They'll spin misguided stories trying to steal Trump's glory from a playbook written long, long ago. It's the most wonderful time in 8 years. There'll be much more enjoyment, a lot less unemployment, 'cause Trump will be near. It's the most wonderful time in 8 years. Hillary's party's not hosting, they're no longer toasting.
Beyonce, Kanye, cop killers, racists, and the Muslim Brotherhood.
They ignored true stories of Hillary, who wasn't sorry for her crimes now and long ago. Now it's the most wonderful time in 8 years. We'll deport all the criminals, taxes will be minimal, bad trade deals disappear. It's the most wonderful time, yes, the most wonderful time, oh, the most wonderful time in 8 years.
The positive messages have changed from Barack Obama to Donald Trump. Welcome back in. It is time for us to give away, brought to you and hat tip to 4C Christmas Tree Farms, our first Christmas wreath here on KQAM.
Call now at 721-TALK for your Christmas wreath from 4C Tree Farms and KQAM.
There it is, and we want to thank all of our sponsors partnering up with us on this one. Shire Graphics, Toppers Plus, American Family Insurance, the Brad Woody Agency, Kennedy Tire and Auto Care Center, Phil's Coins, Augusta Flight Center, and Cholitas Mexican Restaurant. Come on, let's do caller number 2 right now at 316-721-316-721-TALK if you want to join into the program, and let's get you your Christmas wreath right here at 4C Christmas Tree Farms and all our great participating sponsors right here on The Voice of Reason.
This is The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier. Opening markets on KQAM. Brought to you by Schmidt & Sons of Mount Hope and Winfield.
Market information, Mid-America Ag Network in for Craig Mean. I'm Andy Hoosier. As we start off a Friday today after the markets being closed yesterday for the Thanksgiving holiday, it is a shortened day today as the markets close at noon here Central Time. And this market report brought to you by Schredeman Incorporated. Corn and wheat not yet quite moving as of yet. December corn is at 361 3/4. March corn at 372 3/4. December wheat currently sitting right now at 498 3/4. And March wheat sitting at 506 3/4. Again, no movement on the board as of yet. KC wheat for December at 469 even. KC wheat for March at 493. Over in the soybeans, still no movement here as well as the markets begin to open. January sitting at 883 even. March soybeans 896 3/4, and May sitting at 909 3/4. Soybean meal for December 306 60 cents. January at 308.70, and March sitting at 310 80 cents. Soybean oil, same story here, 27.80 currently right now, 27.99 for January, and March at 28 1/4. Over in the livestock, we are seeing the beginning of some movement, but nothing really big yet. December live cattle at 116.40, February at 120.75, and April sitting at 122.60. Over in the feeder cattle, January sitting 148.62, March at 145.17, and April at 145.37. In the lean hogs, December at 58.27, February 66.17, and April sitting at $71.15. So that's where we're at for the beginning of a Friday after the markets closed yesterday and Wednesday, having kind of an interesting day. Looking at some of the other stock markets right now, metals, they're all in the red right now for a Friday. December gold, $350 down to $1224.50. Silver sitting 25 cents down to $14.24, and copper sitting at $2.76. Market information, Mid-America Ag Network.
Pride Ag Ace Hardware of Mays has everything you need to get ready for the holidays. Pride Ag Ace Hardware of Mays has gift ideas for everyone, A to Z. From the young kiddos to the adults, there's something for everyone at Pride Ag Ace Hardware.
So whether it's a dad, a mom, a son, a daughter, a sister, a brother, a grandfather, well, you get the idea. Pride Ag Ace Hardware of Mays has a gift idea that's perfect to fit anyone's list. Pride Ag Ace Hardware of Mays, where we take pride in serving you.
Every challenge is more easily beat with America's #1 selling compact tractor brand. This is Leroy, the tractor man from Schmidt & Sons. Kubota's subcompact tractors are easy to drive, gentle on turf, and powery enough to handle the wide range of yard and garden chores. Kubota tractors are made to tackle snow, grass, dirt, heavy hauls, and big lifts. Now you can take home our subcompact tractor with zero money down plus 1.99% financing for up to 84 months. Whether you are looking for something small for the garden or a large tractor for the farm, Kubota and Schmidt & Sons have the perfect fit. Tackle all kinds of jobs around your place with the highly versatile Kubota L-Series tractor. Right now, get a Kubota L-Series with a 6-year powertrain warranty plus 0% APR financing for up to 60 months and great customer instant rebates. Big or small, Kubota and Schmidt & Sons has it all. See Schmidt & Sons in Mount Hope or Winfield, or find us on the web at schmittinc.com. Demo one today, now through December 31st, 2018 at Schmidt & Sons.
Pencils always rolling away, pens, X-Acto knives, and other cylindrical tools? Today you'll learn how to make them stay put with just half a fastener set. Here's how. From deep within the Carey Brothers vault of gravity-defying ideas, we defy gravity with this idea. Indeed, says here, to stop little round stuff from rolling away and falling off your desk, table, or workbench, or drawing board or whatever, simply place a nut up near its top. There are many sizes, so finding one that fits is easy. Just slip it on, and if needed, add some glue. And presto no-go, little cylindrical things will now stay right where you put them. Back in World War II, General McAuliffe was asked to surrender at the Battle of the Bulge. His famous answer was, nuts. Maybe his pen had just rolled off his desk. Or maybe he just realized adding a nut would prevent it. We may never know, but now you know, nuts. is the answer for stopping little rollaway tools. For more tips, visit our website at onthehouse.com.
Did you know your concrete porch and steps, patio, pool deck, garage floor, even your ugly laminate countertops can be resurfaced with real stone as easily as painting? I'm Peter Deitch, president of Deitch Coatings, and I'm here to say you can. Tastefully accent surfaces all around your home with just a roller and a brush to achieve beautiful, high-performance stone finishes that last. Why wait? Deitch Coatings are available to you factory direct and online at homedepot.com. Plan your next project at DeitchCoatings.com. That's D-A-I-C-H Coatings.com.
Christmas time. Now that Thanksgiving's over officially, now we can officially begin playing the Christmas music. Yeah. Come on now.
Love this time of year.
7 minutes at the top of the hour. Welcome back in. 316-721-8255. Congratulations to listener Jim for winning the Christmas wreath. Hat tip to 4C Christmas Tree Farms and our great sponsors, including Yoder Meats, Carl's Goodyear, Strutz Locker, Jewelry Savers, JD Aviation, Heartland Avionics, and Cholita's Mexican Restaurant. Appreciate all them partnering up with us on that. We have a few more trees and wreaths to give away, so stay tuned in over the next week. But right now, as you know, it is a Friday, a free-for-all Friday, also a fried chicken Friday, brought to you by the Inman Harvest Cafe, 112 South Main Street in downtown Inman. If you're getting up, I know that you gorged yourself yesterday. Now you can go in and enjoy some fried chicken. And on the line with us here, Katie's back with us. Katie, good morning. Happy Fried Chicken Friday.
Good morning, Andy. Happy Fried Chicken Friday. Yeah, we like to change it up after Thanksgiving, on the Friday after Thanksgiving, because people are tired of turkey food by then.
That's a little bit. So now you need chicken. And here's the way to look at it is that, Wednesday, you begin to stretch out your stomach to practice for Thanksgiving. Thursday, you enjoy and begin to stretch out your stomach to enjoy for the Fried Chicken Friday.
Yes.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. So now you can properly enjoy that. You got breakfast going on already this morning. You had the fried chicken going on all day today. The lunch buffet 11 to 1 o'clock. The dinner buffet 5 to 8 o'clock tonight. Other than the fried chicken, other than the roasted beast, which is always great going into the holiday as well. What else is on the slate today for you guys, Katie?
So today we're having macaroni and cheese, just your traditional macaroni and cheese, and then we're also having brown sugar glazed carrots.
Yeah.
And these are carrots with a brown sugar and pumpkin pie spice glaze. So you take your butter and your brown sugar and you cook it until it gets thick and syrupy, and then you put some pumpkin pie spice and some salt and pepper, and you got put carrots in it, and it's really yummy. Like I don't know, some things pumpkin spice are gross. This is really good.
That sounds really good. I don't know if I've ever had the brown sugar carrots, but I've heard of it, and it sounds really delicious.
It's really, really good. You gotta cook it, for a while in that brown sugar butter glaze, because then you get that kind of a caramelized. I don't know. It's real sticky.
I like it. I like it. That is kind of a nice warming, especially with the cooler weather. I mean, that's kind of a nice warming meal as well.
Yeah, it's going to be tasty.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to have honestly, I'm not sure. It's going to be something that Nick's going to create here in a minute. It's probably going to be some kind of taco casserole.
Ooh, I like it. All right.
Yeah, because he likes taco-y stuff. So we'll put some jalapenos on it, and some lettuce, and some onions, and maybe some peppers. We don't have any romaine lettuce here, people, so you're safe. You can eat here.
You can eat here. It's all good. You're right, and that is perfect. I'm with you. I could eat spicy food, the jalapenos, the taco stuff. As you know, I always laugh about you wrap everything in a tortilla, no matter what it may be. Now that Thanksgiving's over, we're going to be making turkey enchiladas, and we're going to be wrapping everything up, even the mashed potatoes and the turkey and the gravy and everything, wrapping it all up in a tortilla, because that's what you do. That's the American way.
You could wrap it up and put a little cheese in there, and then pour the gravy over top of it and bake it for a little bit.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
That would be really good.
That's what I'm talking about. So you guys got all that going on today at the Edmond Harvest Cafe. Plus, you do have to remember the free slice of pie from 5 to 8 o'clock for the dinner tonight. What type of pies do you have on slate?
So today we've got coconut cream, chocolate pecan, peanut butter, raisin cream, and then a mystery pie.
Ooh, a mystery pie.
Yeah, it's got all kinds of stuff in there, and I can't even tell you because Nick likes to throw it all together and then make a pie out of it.
Very good.
It's always really good.
It's always a great surprise. And I have to ask, any updates with the latest on the Bumbleberry ice cream experiment?
Still not. You know, we were going to do, we had some Bumbleberry pie on Wednesday, and he was going to bring it to you this morning, and Polly sold it.
Oh, well.
Our waitress, she sold it.
See, hey, it goes like that. It goes like that. I'm telling you, that is it right there. I love it. Yeah. That's all right. The Inman Harvest Cafe, 112 South Main Street, downtown Inman. Go check them out right after the holidays. The perfect time to go and do something a little bit different than the turkey. Go enjoy some chicken and all the great shenanigans that go along with that. Katie, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. We appreciate you guys bringing down some turkey for us this morning. That was absolutely fantastic. Enjoy today. We'll chat again next Friday.
All right, that sounds good. We'll talk to you later.
Hey, always a good time right there. We appreciate Inman Harvest Cafe very, very much right here on The Voice of Reason. Go check them out, 620-585-6925 or online at inmanharvestcafe.com. We got about a minute as we wrap up the program here. Let's try and, we got about 30 seconds actually, so let's sneak in one more phone call. Shall we? Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, this is Deacon. I just wanted to say I appreciate, the burger and fries.
Yes.
That one, but can we, donate that to like an active duty service member or a local cop or somebody, give them a free meal?
Ooh, I like that. All right. You know what? We'll hang on to the Inman Harvest Cafe or the Riverside Cafe gift card that we gave away last hour. I like that. We will give that away to someone special, someone in uniform, men or women in uniform, military or law enforcement. I appreciate that, Deacon, very much. I like that. We'll do that probably next week sometime. See? Always in the giving mood here. Wrapping up the show. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Continue on with the festivities. We'll be back on Monday. Back to normal business on Mondays. There's a lot to get to. Everybody have a great day.
It's full of comic legends.
What TV series featured Tinky Winky and Poe?
To Catch a Predator.
Wall-to-wall laughs.
In Greek mythology, the goddess of virginity is who?
Lying.
It's the comedy game show.
In reference to the drugstore chain, what does CVS stand for?
Condoms, Viagra, and snacks.
Watch all the comedy on Funny You Should Ask.
Weekdays at 2 on Fox, Kansas.
Pure Talalay Bliss Latex mattresses from Derby Mattress. You consumers have validated what the experts have already known. Pure Talalay Bliss Latex mattresses outlast the memory foams, and Derby Mattress customers have reported back the best night's sleep ever. Cooler, better, more comfortable sleep, and right now at Derby Mattress, with the purchase of your Pure Talalay Bliss Latex mattress, a free basic adjustable base. Simmons Beauty Rest and Serta Eye Comfort on sale now too. Derby Mattress, 105 South Baltimore in Derby.
Broadcasting from the Rusty Eck Ford Studios. Rusty Eck Ford, family owned, customer friendly. This is the Big Talker, 102.5 FM and 1480 AM, KQAM, Wichita Proud. It's time for your latest news from the KQAM News Center. Brought to you by Phil's Coins, Kansas's largest coin dealer at 9344 West Central. Phil's Coins, buying, selling, and trading with honesty and integrity.
Good Friday morning. Wichita police say a woman who was found in the Arkansas River on Wednesday afternoon was the result of an attempted suicide. Emergency crews responded to a submersion call near Douglas and Seneca around 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon after someone found the woman's body floating in the river. Upon arrival, the Wichita Fire Department pulled the 63-year-old woman from the river, who was